Find your next BMW at BMW of Wesley Chapel. Right now, get a special lease offer on a new 2020.
This music is actually pretty good that they got. I might need to pull up Shazam or something.
Stuck to my bed, and you're the only one who keeps me moving on. I can't stand the distance. You're over there contemplating existence. Wish I could be of greater assistance. You're putting up this wall of resistance. Yeah, you can call me persistent, but why do we feel so socially distant? My brain needs to know this instance. Is it the system making us inconsistent? It's easy to blame the external. Is our love temporary? Is it eternal? I'm always looking internal. Tossing and turning at night, I'm nocturnal. I need to know, can we win this war? Or will we be soldiers left on the floor? I'm not sure. Feel like I'm winning, but I haven't kept score. And I just need to know what I'm fighting for.
I'm just feeling the music, to be honest.
Yeah, I remember the days before you and I went separate ways. I know that I said that I needed the space, but when I think back, I only see your face. It's always gonna be hard to replace the touch of your love and your warm embrace. I wish I could go down my phone and erase all the pictures of you, but I keep them in case. Don't know what I expected to do without your love. I didn't know who to turn to. Guess it's kind of funny how the table would turn to. They told me I'd be better off, but that's not true. Now I'm looking for somebody who's brand new. You are my one love, you are my go-to. Guess I just gotta do my best to pull through, but I feel like I need to say I still
Let me see something. Shit. Alright, let's see formal. I need to go to a few of these events. A few of these Halo websites too, like what was it, wart.gg or some shit? I don't remember. Yeah. Did they take it down or something? Damn, I die way too much in Infinite. Fucking stats suck. Oh yeah, this is ranked though, so this is overall 1.16. I mean, it's alright, I guess. For a game that has like such strict skill-based matchmaking, I'll take it. Did this website get taken down or something?
And we
I
are
don't know,
back
whatever.
on the HCS Open Series number 3. We're switching gears just for a moment. Well, we're switching gears. We watch this entire series. Shopify Rebellion versus Reversal Perfy. If you guys are wanting to watch Optic, don't worry. That series, you won't miss it, will be held after this one. Tony and Active, take it away.
Okay.
We hear Shopify Rebellion going up against Reversal Perfy, and
Alright, so this is the start of the match then.
come on, you gotta agree with me, Tim. Shopify
Shopify Rebellion versus Reversal Perfy.
This is the off season, this is the early season.
Ryan Noob, King Nate, breaking shot and common.
Yeah, 100% agree, Tony.
Should be interesting.
Last week, they ended up obviously winning the Open, and after seeing Optic in week 1, I was thinking to myself, oh, we got a juggernaut squad over here, but Shopify says, stop it, don't forget about us, we're still in the mix. But on the other side of things, we got Reversal Perfy, and it's, of course, Ryan Noob, who's been performing really well today so far. Can they contend with this Shopify roster, though? I find it hard to believe, but show me. That's all I can say is show me.
Not gonna lie, bro. I think Shopify Rebellion got it, but I want to see how this Reversal team does.
Roster, but has been playing extremely well. Reversal Perfect, Complexity also really well. Last round, want to see some more out of both of them, and ultimately Reversal Perfect trying to claw their way back into it, but notice it's still Shopify Rebellion to have the ball.
Yeah, great job by Common right there, though. I like his angle choices, right? Making sure to take that fight.
Yeah, Frosty is just always a hard kill. Every time I see him, bro, like playing in tournaments.
And Reversal Perfy find themselves 3 down. So it's a long haul hold, which is going to be kind of tough. They've got to get a rotation towards Hydro here pretty quickly. But that camo, well, it's actually, I think it's still on the floor, not burned just yet. But that's up for grabs.
Not only the slays looking good, but also the objective efficiency coming out of Shopify Rebellion. I was playing some games with Last Shot not too long ago, and he talked about the fact how he hated Oddball. I said, Oddball might sneakily be your best objective game mode, and he thought about it for a second. He's like, you know what, you might be right. I've been doing the film review. Oddball legitimately is one of Shopify Rebellion's better.
Once upon a time, Goldilocks took out the Ram 2500 Rebel. Next, he tried the Ram Charger. Then finally...
This is how it goes, but goodness me, Shopify just look really good, and they continue to perform really well. Even in scrims, they're still quietly putting in the work. Yeah, I talked about the scrim against Complexity yesterday, 12-2, and you know,
I could be also being productive while this is running, so. But I also do want to just watch Halo. I'm not gonna lie.
Shopify just looking real good, and so is Frosty with those nice shots.
And King Nick has a damn decent shot with the Bandit as well, so not an easy kill coming out of Frosty and prioritizing getting that extra damage from across the map. Earns the shot for himself, but ends up getting mated out. It's 49-5 in favor of Shopify Rebellion.
I used to play against King Nick a lot in Halo 4. Ryan Noob, I've played him multiple times in tournaments. I played him in a 2v2 tournament one time and then in multiple lands. And then, I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know who everyone else is, Royal Chill and Frosty and shit, but I think Last Shot is a new player. Like, he's like a younger guy. Everyone else is pretty old. Not old, but, you know, like, over 25.
Continues to rain down that damage, finally going down, but Shopify Rebellion eventually will be playing this ball. Will Reversal Perfy grab a hold of that camo?
Camo still, looks like it was taken here. Came up a little while ago, 2 down for Shopify Rebellion. I'm not sure who ends up having that camo, but Shopify, I mean, this is a great job out of them, right? They kept this score for a very long period.
Whenever I see like teams like this, though, it makes me wonder, like, what is the, like, is it aim or is it just like strategy? It makes me wonder, like, what is like the skill gap that separates a team like Shopify Rebellion from Reversal? You know what I mean? Like, it's gotta be just like their setups. Maybe their chemistry, I guess, might be a little bit better. Because I think at this level, everyone is just hitting shots. I don't think people are really missing, so I think it's just like where you're putting yourself in certain situations and where you hold in other ones. I'll tell you what, though, watching tournaments definitely helps. You get better at the game. I don't care what anyone says, because you get to see how people play at the highest level. If anyone wants to know how to get better at Halo, I would first tell them to watch a couple pro teams play each other, and it goes for Tekken as well. Whenever I'm training for Tekken, I always watch like me and some of those other pro players play.
consistently pushing 4 down once again.
And with that, the final 10 seconds on the clock, Reversal Perfy ain't even alive to contest this ball right now, let alone get it out of their hands. And every bit of damage and shots that go out is just icing on the cake. We know Shopify.
Yeah, I think we all knew that Shopify was going to win the first round, though. So let's see how this other team bounces
Tony,
back.
last shot told you he doesn't like oddball. The guy's 18 and 8, man. Like, you should not like more things because, oh my goodness, great. This is great out of him. 18 and 8, 46 points of all time.
Don't come at my man.
Nice shots by King Nick.
Hey, I don't like you, and I think we work amazing together. Okay. What?
What? Okay. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he just got punished right there.
They find themselves.
I think if he would have just kept that on him instead of shooting it, he might have had a better chance in the gunfight.
Reversal Perfy scoring once again. Ball back over toward the seaside. Breaking shot with the shock rifle. You know he knows what to do with it as too quickly
Nice
goes
shot.
down. Shopify Rebellion. Royal 2 getting turned on, and Royal 2 eased up.
Oh my word, that was beautiful on a breaking shot. It continues on as well.
I've also noticed that pretty much any team that Royal 2 is on is like always a top like 2 or 3 team. Just goes to show like what type of player he is.
Played off the map, and that's not the kind of value you want out of those big shots by breaking shot.
24-3 lead in favor of Reversal Perfy, and I'm loving this from the start here for Reversal Perfy as opposed to towards the mid-game like we saw in that round number 1. Reversal Perfy are coming off a bit hot, but with both teams 3 down, a momentary 1v1 breaking shot may have figured out where Shopify Rebellion is spawning.
Very important live here by breaking shot because he has to get that information and he has to kill the overextended player, but his back is turned to him. It's going to be
I think if Reversal can win this round, that'll be really good for their mental. They might actually have a chance to win the game if they can, you know, obviously win the round. But
Shopify Rebellion get the slays and look how much space they're taking on the map. How important is it to control these spawns?
It's so important. You got to force the spawn so you know exactly where the pressure's coming from. I don't know what this 3-man push is on the tower side, but I do know what it is. It's for this camo. Very good job by Reversal Perfy to make sure to pressure that camo, and now they have a chance to get it. And we saw what it did last time.
Seemed like they're sacrificing a bit of ball time. They weren't in position to get out of their hands, but they were in position to attack that camouflage, and that's what Reversal Perfy would do. And now look to turn it into a bit more well-placed grenade by Psycho, but even better offense coming out of Reversal Perfy. They're scoring.
Every time they get camo, Tony, they do work with it. And again, it's in the hands of King Nick. He's putting himself in a position to get the crosses. And we talked about this man with a single-shot weapon. He is popping off, ends up going down.
Okay, Nick doing his thing, and Reversal Perfy continue to score right now as Rhino taking a whole lot of damage, but somehow able to find the exit route. Bounces right back into
nice shots.
and ends up just putting
Damn, that's unfortunate. He got hit by that grenade though, but that was some pretty good shots by Rhino.
And Reversal Perfy not only still scoring, they're rotating the ball.
I love what I'm seeing out of Reversal Perfy. That rotation was beautiful, but once again,
I don't think he knows that there's a guy there.
Players from Shopify Rebellion come from A,
Nice
and they
shots.
pinch on the ball. That's going to allow them to hold this ball on the back of Hydro. And you see, Tony,
Yeah, like these boys don't miss,
there's no one
bro.
on the other side to take them out.
Yeah, I thought Reversal Perfy had the upper hand.
Like when I watch this and compare it to my gameplay, I'm just like, I need to be hitting so much more shots.
And Frosty gets himself yet
Like just missing like 1 or 2 shots in a gunfight is crucial in Halo Infinite especially. Like Halo 3 and like Halo 4 and shit, you can get away with like missing, but I don't know, in this game, if you're not hitting your shots, like you gotta just like sit back and try to like pivot and do something else.
This is beautiful by Shopify Rebellion and Frosty.
Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me he's gonna do. That nade was there. To me, like he shot the grenade and took out of himself. I'm guessing breaking shot did. Either way, a great remote detonation. Who shot the grenade?
I think Frosty did. I think you're right.
But if he did, how does breaking shot get the remote detonation if he's not the one that shot the nade?
Because I think he put damage into Frosty. I don't know who shot that nade. We'll have to get a replay. That's actually hilarious. But it looks like Shopify Rebellion, Tony, are going to close this round out.
That it does. The final seconds going in, and it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get it done. It is going to be Shopify Rebellion going.
Yeah, this one might be a sweep, bro. I don't know. They're just on a different level of Shopify.
Might I say, reversal perfect. That was not, I mean, obviously, Shopify Rebellion winning 2-0. But if you actually watched and paid attention to those rounds, round number 1 looked really good at that. Wait, this is it right here.
No, breaking shot shot it. Breaking shot shot it. Yep.
Breaking shot did shoot it. It looked like he was aiming for it. He was eyeballing it, but it was breaking shot that did him shoot it. But if you actually watched and paid attention to those rounds, you saw that round number 1, Reversal Perfect went on a crazy run after grabbing that camouflage. Round 2, they...
Find your next BMW at BMW of Wesley Chapel. Right now, get a special lease offer on a new 2025 BMW sedan with payments starting at just $549 a month. Visit BMW.
Yeah, the aggression was just a little bit too much for Reversal Perfect. A lot of sparks of brilliance. You know, they got those 2 camos. They made things happen with the camo. But every time Shopify Rebellion got just an inch of control, it was just, you know, 4 dead for Reversal Perfect.
Reversal Perfect gonna have to bounce back in this round or this game number 2. And normally, you know, I give the underdog, you know, a fighting chance when it comes to the Slayers, but when I think of Shopify Rebellion, I think of a team that's gonna be extremely good at Slayer. So far, have been one of the best teams at Slayer. Oh, I thought, bro, I was about to say, did I miss the grapple bag? I'm about to say, wait, hold on, what
That's
did
why
that happen?
That's why I freaked out.
Man, that would have been nasty.
That would have been nasty, but here we go. Tony, it's game 2. And yeah, like you said, Shopify extremely solid in the Slayer game, and they traded Slayers with Optic. They've won a lot of Slayers against Optic. I think this team, continuing on, even with different members, Tony, still very good at Slayers. Maybe it's just the Organite that makes them good at Slayers.
Well, I mean, no matter what, we talked about Frosty and Road 2 under that phase roster. They were obviously one of the best slaying teams in the world as well. And then, like you said, Psycho, part of that last year's Shopify Rebellion, which that was their bread and butter, was the Slayers. And when it comes to accuracy and damage, you know,
I used to be so good at Slayer. I don't know what happened, bro.
To me, it makes sense that
I just fell off.
Shopify Rebellion roster would be good at Slayers, but as I go on this insane monologue, Reversal Perfect are dominating.
Yeah, it's a little early, but yes, they're up 4 kills already, Tony. You didn't expect to see this as a start. This is great by them. If they can continue this, I mean, this will be good. This is when you wow, Cycle. Okay, when you start off strong like that and you take advantage of it, that's where you can kind of swing games and potentially tie the series up. But already, Shopify Rebellion answering back. It's only a 1-kill game now.
Double push on the Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, like they're just getting killed too easy.
Both King Nick and Breaking Shot were one shot in that engagement, but it's Shopify Rebellion that gets squad wiped.
Wow, beautiful. I love this out of Reversal Perfect. Somehow they stay alive on the driveway side, just taking angles well enough that they don't end up going down, and now they've maintained and gained this 5-kill lead. My question is, where do we go from here? Camo's coming up. They've got the side where the camo is. Do they capitalize on it?
Half the members of Reversal Perfect end up going down. Shopify Rebellion immediately get those slays and start to take space. Common on the high ground and is able to take down World 2. Are the rest of Shopify Rebellion going to get the cleanups here? Actually, no. Common finds the exit route and Reversal Perfect holding on to a 5-kill advantage.
It's very staggered and just like mistimed pushes by Shopify. That's what I'm kind of seeing here is they're pushing in numbers, but the timing is just a tad bit off. Finally, they have a pick. I want to see what they do with this pick here.
A much slower start than expected here from Shopify Rebellion, but as you've said multiple times, it is the early game here. And when they always say Slayers don't really start until that 30-kill mark, so not quite there yet. No room, no space to panic, but you gotta pay attention. Reversal Perfect are still holding strong now as we're on board Rhino. Right towards the cafe side, tries to insta-explode that, but somehow Cycle doesn't take nade damage. He must be rocking that new Shopify Rebellion weapon skin right there. Is that out yet? Maybe not yet. I don't know.
Not yet, because I'd already have it. 8, 3, and 5 out of Cycle, though. He's doing so well. You'll love to see this out of him. He's continuing on what we saw last season out of him, obviously on that Shopify Rebellion roster from last season, and I love to see it. His ability to do damage, stay alive constantly is just unmatched. And now World 2 with a shotgun in his hands.
Loving this positioning right now on the top snipe side. bit of a 2v2 scenario. The next leg gonna be so important. And King Nick, you are playing with fire, and you know what happens. You're bound to
It's
get
still just a
burned.
2-kill game though.
Avoids a shot in the safe.
I feel like
Doubles back.
Reversal's been doing a lot and they're
King Nick
barely up.
survives. Common and breaking shot get back-to-back kills. Cycle is now by himself, and Reversal Perfy are still winning.
How is King Nick surviving these? Like, again, this guy's insane. He just survives on Hotel once again. Common's got his back the entire time. Everyone's trying to push from Shopify, and King Nick stays alive. Please tell me how that's possible. 4-kill lead for Reversal Perfy.
Yeah, King Nick is making plays right now, bro.
Shock has some teammate with him. Very rarely you see a double S4 push, but it's coming now, and apparently it is working right now. Chris Common is frying Shopify Rebellion, but World 2 sneaky like with the
Yikes.
combo. No, that wasn't the play, huh? That wasn't the play.
That didn't work. That's like me with camo. Goodness me, it's unfortunate that camo could have solidified things, or made things a bit more even for the Shopify Rebellion roster. We know what kind of damage output Royal 2 is able to do, but Reversal Perfy still with a 6-kill lead.
Breaking shot taking a lot of damage there. Eventually not able to survive, as you see King Nick.
Yeah, they need to slow it down.
Chris Common, but Chris Common goes down.
They're dying a lot. They're only down by 4.
It's still a 4-kill advantage, but now King Nick's location has been identified. Last shot is able to deal with them. Royal 2 wins his pivotal fight just like that.
Bro, like, I'm telling you, this team is always in striking distance, dog.
It's 36 all.
It is crazy how fast Shopify Rebellion can bring a game back. It was one pick, catching King Nick out of position, trying to get back to his team, and that opened up the entire map.
Yeah, like, that's unfortunate, bro, because King Nick made so many plays right there, and for them to be losing at this point is kind of heartbreaking, because I think that this game was a chance to swing the series.
Handle his light work as he moves on to the next spawners, creating these staggered spawns is the play. That last shot in Shopify Rebellion are trying to put down King Nick, trying to get as much damage as possible, but he's destined for the black screen and Reversal.
They gotta try to get the sniper or something.
And it's 2 squad wipes away before Shopify Rebellion go up 2-0.
It's so difficult, Tony. I mean, the biggest thing is the fact that Shopify Rebellion are like a swarm of wasps, right? They're coming at you from all angles. You're
Still a
Oh,
2-kill game, 3-kill game.
You just can't. Reversal Perfy looking a bit shocked at the moment and not able to really sustain.
Yeah.
Again, Cycle, another kill. It's a 5-kill lead.
And with that, look at the scoreboard. Sometimes you get the nerd, sometimes you get the noob. And right now, Ryan Noob, 5 and 13, 3 assists, straggling a bit behind the rest of his team right now. With Shopify Rebellion continue to run house, but King Nick takes down 1. King Nick takes down 2. Now Ryan Noob doing some.
King Nick making plays again, bro. Still a 3-kill game.
Don't count him out, but
Game's not over yet, actually, bro. I mean, anybody can win this shit.
Those trades if you're Cycle. That's a massive trade by him. It brings it to 48-46. Shopify
Nice
still
shot, bro. That was huge.
Just 1 kill between them, breaking shot.
Damn, they
has
need
the
to stay
shot
alive.
rifle. He might just be the most important player on the map. King Nick with some excellent shots come back.
That was a huge kill on Frosty. Kill Royal 2. Oh damn, bro. I actually wanted the other team to win.
in the toe.
Yo, what's up, Bunny? How's your day going? It's pretty good. How long have you been into this game? Couple of years. I've been playing since Halo 3, on and off.
The body shot is the one that gets the kill, and now we go to Aquarius Bomb.
Can't stand you, man. I was 50 to 49. I'm freaking hyped up out of my mind. He just come out with their tongue.
Yeah, welcome to the chat, though. Are you a Halo player, or did you just find my stream randomly?
Halo, the only game where we can randomly talk about town. 50 to 49. Excellent win for Shopify Rebellion. I will say that Reversal Perfy is so far not only in Oddball, but in this Slayer.
I think you're a new streamer, yeah. I mean, I kind of got like a decent setup now, so I'm gonna be streaming more often, but yeah.
Been within striking distance of winning multiple rounds in Recharge. Definitely that game on Solitude where they led for what felt like most of the game. We're going into Slayer Bomb.
What type of games do you play?
Put it together.
Aquarius Bomb's gonna be tough. I truly feel like Reversal Perfy are on that edge, and you can tell they're putting their all into the series, right? But Shopify are just that one step ahead. Can it happen here? Can Reversal Perfect take a game? It is yet to be seen, but we've definitely seen.
I mean, they only lost by 1, so Reversal Perfect could still bring the shit back.
Against the number 1 team right now.
There's one player I'm looking out for. It's probably gonna have to be Royal Two Toes, I guess we call him nowadays. He's been absolutely doing his thing. And whenever Shopify Rebellion are winning these bomb matchups, it's Royal Two that is just slaying out. Now, most of the time it's on Fortress, but on Aquarius, if he can slay, if he can fry, maybe Shopify Rebellion can come out with the win. But right now, trying to get the bomb out of their base desperately right now.
Yeah, we got to talk to Last Shot about the fact if he likes Aquarius Bomb or not, because he's just making home his top center his home on Aquarius, being able to do that much damage. Finally, he goes down after getting 2 assists and a kill, but just a beautiful job once again. That damage output from top center into your base, it makes things so difficult for the other team.
Psycho trying to angle out King Nick right now, has to try to climb up, but no matter where King Nick goes, Psycho finds the angle on him. A breaking shot eventually gets the cleanup, and I love that grenade. Eventually Common gets involved, and not sure how that last nade ends up connecting, but both teams just trading out blows right now.
Bomb finds itself at car 1, and you can see a lot of the Shopify Rebellion members on that side of the map, and they're going to bring it towards the util side. But the most important player for me right now is Rhino. He's on that P side. He's the one holding that lane all by himself. And if he can stay alive and get this kill on the Last Shot, he can do massive
Caster's
damage. But
curse.
Last Shot understands the objective. He understands the mission, and he completes it.
Not only does Last Shot understand the objective, but also has a Caster's Curse on his side right there, as the bomb is getting planted here by Frosty, and looks like Reversal Perfect know what's going to happen. That's going to be a 1-0 in favor of Shopify Rebellion, but they're attacking the mid side. They got their eyes on the camouflage. They're taking space. They ain't just staying in their base.
Do you know what we just saw right there, Tony? King Nick backed off from a fight. And of course it was against Last Shot. He's got respect for the man enough to back off from that fight, even though they challenged each other in the
Bro,
air.
melees are
See,
way too good in Halo Infinite, bro.
So,
The fact that that was a melee trade right there is insane.
That he did it so he gets eagle-eyed, man. Full camo with bomb. You think you would have get it forward, but Reversal Perfect.
Because I love to supporting gamers. Well, I appreciate a follow. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I'm actually playing, like, you can check out, like, my shit. I play other games too, like Silent Hill and Tekken and stuff.
Breaking shot, once again, the player to be able to take over games if he can catch fire. Obviously, we haven't seen him really catch fire just yet, but King Nick has been one to do so. 2 big kills with no shields. They're going to let that bomb reset as 3 go down for Shopify.
Now they want to attack the car side of the map, but Frosty and Psycho are ready for them. But now it looks like Last Shot is looking to get into position as well. If they want this car side control, they're going to have to fight for it, and King Nick is always ready for a fight.
I love this out of King Nick too. His ability to take angles there. He was even pointing his reticle at a nade, where if he ended up getting pushed, that nade would have got it shot. But basically, all he was doing was playing defense and allowing that ball to reset towards the bottom middle. Now Shopify have to work forward once again, get the slays to get this bomb inside of base.
Rotu already pushed up, and Rotu was able to take down Common. Frosty is still trying to create as much chaos as possible.
What's up?
Bomb moves just a bit forward, but you know it takes 1, 2, sometimes even 3 rounds of slays in order to play.
Yo, like, I didn't even know that you could do that right there.
Bomb reset bottom mid, it's so good because now again they have to work really hard to get it back in the base. They have done so though, and it's 2 down for Reversal Perfect. Cycle's planting the bomb. Watch out for that jump off the lane jump. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like that one simple jump right there, like I've never done, so now that I know that you could do that, best believe I'm gonna be doing that shit now though.
Reversal Perfect. Defense looking mighty fine. Camouflage coming up. Breaking shot, advancing this ball forward, but also wants to play for the camo as well.
That was beautiful on that last play by Ryan, Tony. He's going to be that player that's constantly on the top center side of the map from P side or car side shooting the base. He's the reason that they were able to stop that cap, and now there's 3 down for Shopify. They're pushing up for the base here. 2 spawn on the util side. Reversal Perfect look good right now.
That they do. 3 down to a Shopify Rebellion. Royal 2 has to fight off many members and not able to take down Ryan Noob. Ryan Noob even slides out and gets a couple of shots off onto last shot bomb. Not planted yet. In fact, not even in the base right now. But Reversal Perfy continuing to pressure them. And this is what you want to see.
King Nick was trying to throw that bomb to the top of the window, but you have to understand that bomb is extremely heavy, and Common was fighting his own demons inside the base, so not able to really make anything happen. King Nick falls, and it's Shopify Rebellion who are looking to take control of their base back.
Yeah, that bomb's like a medicine ball, you know. you ain't moving it easy. I don't care what kind of sparring you want. Sparring 1, 2, 3s, it don't matter, man. Ain't nobody tossing up that bomb easily. What a lead.
Yeah, why not? It's kind of funny, bro.
Cycle takes height immediately. Wants to capitalize on that first kill. That last shot was able to create. But Reversal Perfy sending
Bruh, why do y'all come into my chat and ask me this like every day?
In order to fend them off, last shot doesn't give a damn apparently, because he takes down 1, making 2 4 go down for Reversal Perfy.
That is unwavering confidence on a last shot. He gets 2 kills when he only should have gotten 1, and you love to see it, right? That confidence definitely goes in your favor when you're able to reach out those fights, and that, you know, of course, that verticality angle, very difficult to hit. Beautiful job by him recognizing that and taking that fight.
1-0 lead still for Shopify Rebellion. Doesn't seem out of reach, but time is winding down, and man, it feels quick towards the end of a game. Like bomb games normally take forever, but at the end of the game, it's like 1-0. You're like, damn, where did our opportunities go? Especially when going up against a team like Shopify Rebellion, who they're comfortable slaying. They will slay you out multiple times, just keep you on that cycle.
They're really exposing Ryan here, Tony. He's constantly on that P2 side, and, you know, he's very forward on the map while his teammates were still stuck in their base, but they're making sure to take him out as a first point of contact, and what that's allowing them to do is get freely inside the base. Thankfully, breaking shots there, but that arm is going to happen, and again, we're looking at a 2-0 lead for Shopify.
Shopify Rebellion so good at watching every single angle on the map. Those tricks from Ryan do, those off angles to try to sneak by enemy lines doesn't work against a team like Shopify Rebellion. Up 2-0 right now. 1 more cap or 5 minutes of Slayer in order to win it.
Frosty just threw away his life to get bombed towards the base of Reversal Perfy. Looking to end it is what he's looking to do, but they're going to need a couple more slays, and Royal 2 is there, so this is a big 1v1 for both these players. Whoever ends up winning this one is going to have control of that util.
Onward now with Common has some great shots from the cross map. Is able to take down last shot. Love to see that.
I'm streaming this. I'm good.
Somehow Royal 2 is still pressuring them with that ball.
If it's not about the Halo tournament, then it's irrelevant.
It forced 2 players from Reversal Perfy to come back for him. That's how much Royal 2 was being a nuisance, and he waited for Frosty to hit that P door as well. So just a great job by Shopify to continue to pressure through, and now it's Cycle in the base once again.
It's games like this, especially on bomb. Like if you're a guy like me, I'm always running to like Halo Data Hive and like checking the stats and whatnot. And games like this are what going to really skew the stats in one direction. People are gonna look at who didn't watch the game and say Reversal Perfy didn't stand a chance. If they end up getting 3-0 here, still an opportunity. But I think that people that actually watched know how close that recharge match was, know how close that Slayer was, where they were winning for most of the game with Reversal Perfy, and it was Shopify Rebellion to clutch it out. It's bomb games that really like skew the stats in one direction, especially with a team like Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, it's been back and forth. I think the picture is pretty clear in terms of the slays. Definitely Shopify winning out in the slays, but Reversal Perfy have had so many chances inside the base. They've played defense so well, but is it enough? 3 down for Shopify.
I mean, they're here. Like you said, Shopify Rebellion with 3 down. That bomb is still on the move, but Frosty is such a tough kill. Breaking shot. Using that distraction by Ryan in order to start the arm, but last shot not only makes the jump, but even gets the bomb off. They were 3 down.
No, they can't throw the bomb up. They tried to throw the bomb up. It didn't work out. They tried to throw it up again. Breaking shot needs to go to the gym. It's unfortunate. The bomb does not make it up. All the spawners come out, and 3 down for Reversal Perfy.
Damn, so that's another thing I learned from watching this too, is that you can't throw the bomb up.
But also Reversal Perfy not
That's some good intel, actually. Can't throw the bomb up and then you can make that jump in the front of the base.
3 minutes on the clock, and you have been getting slayed. Forget slayed. You've been getting fried.
You said don't throw those opportunities. I want them to throw the opportunity harder. It was just so weak. They didn't get it into the window. You got to make sure you get that bomb in the window. There's no repulse here, obviously, but now it's an opportunity that you had to potentially bring it to a 2-1 with 3 minutes left, and now you have to fight again. There's so many slays that have to happen in this game for this to go into the favor of Reversal Perfy, and wow, Common cannot get the kill on the Camo player as well. This is all, but this is just going badly for Reversal Perfy.
He may have not gotten the kill, but I'm actually really impressed the fact that he was able to spot him out, man. Let me tell you, that is not easy to do, especially in a high-pressure situation like we're in, or like Reversal Perfy in right now. Love that out of them, but still down 0-2, less than 2 minutes on the clock, and that bomb has been, I would love to see like a heat map on how long the bomb has been on the side of Reversal Perfy. I'm gonna say a good 95.9% of the time that bomb is on their side, and the rest, baby, they had a chance to push Shopify Rebellion. It's just great offense, which is, I guess, their defense is Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, the offense out of Shopify Rebellion is massive. And, you know, Reversal Perfy are trying to make the right... Oh, that stinks. They're trying to make the right play where they let that bomb reset, right? But the problem is they're getting outslayed, so the bomb doesn't reset.
Game?
Shopify gets it once again. It's
okay,
a 3-0,
yeah, that's it.
Tony. 3-0 in the series, 3-0 in the game. Shopify move on.
We saw some great potential here out of Reversal Perfy today against Shopify Rebellion, but Shopify Rebellion just take down yet another team as they make their way into the semifinals.
What is going on with
Rebellion
this?
is just such an exciting team. In my opinion, to see, just seeing Frosty and Royal 2 just, you know, push that top 2 this year is just pretty exciting. Any highlights that you want to, before we talk about Shopify Rebellion, any highlights that you want to bring up from Reversal Perfy in this series?
Yeah, we got to get that bomb in the window next time. I mean, we tried twice, 3 times I think we tossed that bomb inside the window. That was their opportunity to get a bit of life in the game. But like Tony said, I mean, Shopify was in their base the entire
Wait, can he throw the bomb up or not?
They had with bomb on Shopify's side to get that.
From what the casters are saying, it's sounding like you can.
That bomb is very heavy. You have to release it at a perfect point in your jump in order to get that bomb up higher. And unfortunately, it just didn't happen at that moment.
Tony, we saw this team last week just have incredible series. A grand finals reset against Optic Gaming. This team is looking scary. Shopify Rebellion is looking like they've found the perfect team, the perfect environment to just blast through all the way to the top 1 potentially this year. What are your expectations for this squad?
I mean, expectations are to win tournaments. Like, I say that as someone who came into the offseason saying that they might have been the 3rd best team in the world. At this point, I'm saying they might just be the best team in the world, and definitely going toe-to-toe with Optic Gaming as for that number 1 spot. I think Shopify Rebellion.
I see what the chat's talking about.
Incredible. I'm a fan of not only their ability to slay out and to play objective when they need to, but also I feel like the intangibles are there. The teamwork, the vibes, like just I feel like they just do so much right and are legitimately having fun while playing the game, and I think that's important. Like when somebody makes a play, you know Frosty's hyping them up. You know if there's like if there's a bad play being made, no, Royal 2's gonna roast you, but it's a quick joke and then it's a move on. It's a next man up mentality and always moving on to the next play, the next round, the next game. They're not going to linger. They're not going to lose their mental, and that to me is important.
Well, Shopify Rebellion have secured their spot in the semifinals, and they will go up against either Space Station Gaming or Cloud9, which is our next series coming up in our broadcast today. Now, this is a game that Space Station Gaming needs to absolutely win. We've seen incredible consistency coming out from Cloud9. They got top 6 both last weekends, and here they are, Cloud9, a chance to proved that they could be ready to push in through that top 6 or at least land close to it by defeating in Space Station Gaming. Could this be possible for the squad?
Better played Cloud9 last week, and it was a Game 5 series. This Cloud9 roster is nothing to forget about, right? They are here, and they're here to play. They look good. And I've said it before, when we talked about them earlier, I think that this squad meshes really well together. Boo Boo has found a team that makes him play more freely, I feel like. He just looks comfortable on the map, and everyone on this team has the ability to slay. Everyone on this team has the ability to play objective. There is no standout players here, but they're all solid enough to work together and have that chemistry show out in this series.
Well, we know Space
Yeah, I'm just doing some work while I'm watching the tournament, so if you're chilling in the chat, just type and I'll answer. But yeah, as of right now, I'm just gonna stream, maybe do a little bit of commentary here and there, but I'm just doing other stuff in the background.
I would say the 3 teams that have not met expectations when I was looking at so far during the early season, the off season, would have to be, I would say, Complexity, SSG, and a little bit of TSM as well. I feel like those 3 teams, you feel like they definitely have left some room in the tank, some room for improvement. But we also know what their potential is like, and that includes SSG. I mean, to 2 4th place in a row is not what we expected out of a team that's supposed to be contending for wins here. It's just an online tournament. It is super early in the season, so I'm not gonna sit here and cast super doubt on them. It's not like that, but it's definitely something we're keeping our eyes on, and we want to see the continued growth, the continued improvement, and maybe that starts here with Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that this squad definitely has room for improvement, as does SSG. These two have played against each other. They actually played against each other last week, and we're going to see this a lot with the current seeding and the way the points work. You're going to see teams play against each other, at least for this last week, and it's Space Station that ended up winning that series 3-1. Now, things have changed just a little bit. Snakebite didn't get to play all week. I think that might make him fresh, to be honest. He might be in an even better spot than he was. I think a little break is definitely great for the mental, so we'll see how it pans out, but I think SSG take this one.
Well, we'll see what happens in this series shortly. I want to remind everybody that you can support LVT Halo by picking up one of the last few remaining tees in our merch store. Less than 25 tees remain, and whoever picks up these tees will be able to receive them before Arlington, so you'll be able to be all geared up for that major. So go ahead and type in ! merch in the chat. Click on the link lvthalo.com to support your Halo LVT squad. As a reminder, this is a community-funded broadcast, so all of your support goes directly into the production and us being able to cover the event in the major in person. So thank you everybody who has supported us so far. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break as we get ready for Cloud9 versus Space Station Gaming. We find ourselves in the winners quarterfinals.
I'm gonna have to open this up in another tab. I'm just gonna ask the chat, bro. Okay, that's the name of it. Same thing direct. I don't know who picks these songs, bro, but give that man a raise.
Welcome back to the HCS week number 3 Open Series. We find ourselves in the winners quarterfinals with Cloud9 versus Space Station Gaming. We're bringing in Tools and Tony to chat about the series. We heard a lot from Active and from Tony. Tools, what are your thoughts on this series?
It should be an exciting one because you have two teams that are both kind of acting as gatekeepers right now. So Cloud9 has gone top 6 the last 2 events, and SSG's gone top 4 the last 2 events. So the question is, are they going to stay in those positions, or can we potentially see that change? I think it's going to be a tough challenge for Cloud9, but anything is possible at this level.
What does it mean for Cloud9 to have a chance at defeating the Space Station Gaming, if possible?
I'm seeing my video uploaded.
When you looked at last season on land, there's been multiple times where Cloud9 have been able to take some of the best into these clutch game 5s and moments where they should have won series against, for example, SSG in that round number 1 of the lower bracket. They were up 2-0 in the series. They were 1 play away from 3-0 them. They had another opportunity in that game number 5 to beat the team that's your reigning world champions. And it was, I think Cloud9 knew that they wanted a piece that can kind of get them over the hump. And maybe that's the reason you bring on a player like Boo Boo Doo. This is still 3/4 of last year's Cloud9 roster. They still have a ton of potential.
Now this sounds like a must-win for Space Station Gaming. A game they should
Oh, Space Station's about to play. Oh, this should be good.
move on ahead. Cloud9 versus Space Station Gaming starts now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, C9 SSG, and we're gonna start on board with Septify, and clearly he's been
Okay, the
warming
game's
up
starting.
at some
Alright, but
big shots, says Jeff Steitzer.
I mean, everything just sounds perfect for Cloud9 to start. Not only are they getting all these,
it's like a completely different team for Cloud9.
as well. It's going to be a while for Space
I don't think
Station.
any of those players is the original
They
people.
got ball right away. They got camouflage and shock rifle. This is just about perfect.
As of right now,
Granted, it's the
Cloud9
same for
taking
Space
a bunch of
Station
right
as
now,
well
presence
because
with
they used to have
C
Ace and Talon on the
and
team.
side, but having to give up their life and
But that was
sad
like
is
year
to
1.
find a spawning player from SSG. Although there were 3 down. It's Cloud9 scoring and SSG still pushing up.
And already, I mean, look, we have less than 20 seconds off the neutral clock. More than 40 seconds in ball time for Cloud9. This is hyper efficiency from them thus far. And SSG, they're just not getting the slays. They have 3 as a team. Everyone else on Cloud9 has 3 apiece.
The final player alive for Space Station Gaming, and just when he was about to take down that ball carrier, ends up getting back smacked by Sab, who immediately finds the exit route. Eco gonna collect a whole new angle himself as finally SSG win a Slays battle.
But I mean, 50 seconds into the first.
The other thing I'm noticing with the way pros play is that they always have an escape route, like anytime that they go into a situation where they think there's gonna be a battle. So, like this guy right here, and you know, like if they would actually stay on somebody, what I notice is like they'll sit at like a particular spot or like hold a particular angle, and then if like, you know, they get engaged in a fight, then, you know, they'll put themselves in a position where they can get away. I need to incorporate some of these in like the way I play.
That camouflage should have been relatively for free. We are seeing chaos in the middle map, but SSG comes out on top.
Because I used to be really good at like Halo 5, and I mean I would say I'm like above average at Infinite, but I need to definitely get better.
Does not go into Space Station's hands. The kills don't really matter at that point because they didn't get the camouflage. They're not close enough to pick up this ball right away. Nothing has gone right for them.
The man has 8 kills already. I'm pretty sure 5 of them have been perfect shots on Deceptify. Every time we've had him on screen, he's flying, but now it's Space Station Gaming rotating that ball over toward the A side. Their setup is really starting to formulate in front of our very eyes.
Snakebite finally going to get some time for Space Station, but the question for Cloud9 is how quick can they be on this break? With that Shroud screen out, they're going to have quick access towards that middle of the map. They forced an early play ball by Snakebite. In fact, SSG gonna completely give up the pipes for right now, trying to get together.
Shock Rifle hits the battlefield. Off-screen Deceptify is able to take down Lucid, and Sab wants to 1v1 against Stellar, and then runs into the opposition while being stuck. All 4 down for Space Station Gaming.
Great arm on you, Stellar. You know, you could go first round to the Yankees. That's a fastball. The problem is that you saw the player you stuck, and you saw him running towards your teammate. Basically allowed him to have that double kill, but man, we'll take the stick nonetheless. Although Cloud9, I mean, just look at the slays. Every player is doing their part at the moment. They are being able to keep up with Space Station Gaming. They've kept this ball away from them for the most part, and they've been cleaner throughout this game. And even every time we see them try to get that ball away, there's been an immediate answer for Cloud9.
Deceptify's been loving that tower crossbow. Finally, Stellar and SSG are sick of it, trying to push them back. But Deceptify takes down Stellar, and Eco somehow still alive on the side.
I wonder if Lucid has a hard time playing with his new teammates, because it seems that he's not as efficient anymore. Could also be that everyone else has gotten better.
Unfortunate spot for Sab, though. Sab was trying to do his most with what was not available to
And their team maybe stayed stagnant because they have like 3, like Echo, Stellar, Echo and Stellar have been together the whole time, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like everybody has just like switched teams to kind of like make themselves better.
Think about how devastating this position could have been.
Clutch double kill from Stellar frees up a lot of pressure.
That's unfortunate.
Hands boo-boo doo-boo, the oddball say you wanted that bad, here, take it.
Yeah, you got free hands for everyone. I mean, that was tough. Turned around at the right time, get some great damage, and finally we see SSG getting some of this much needed time, and what was a 54-second lead at one point in this game has turned to nil. SSG have finally tied it up.
And now rotating this ball towards the blue pipe side. This is where Stellar and SSG want this ball, daring Boo Boo Doo Boo and Manny to cross that blue line. As Snakebite It puts down some easy damage on Deceptify. Now gonna work on Manny, but Manny catches the best of him, backs him down. Sav on the flank, but SSG somehow able to anticipate it. The ball is still played despite the fact that Cloud9 went 3 down.
He goes fast onto that ball. Septify was that last player alive. I love how they pull that ball towards Septify in that situation. They understand, hey, if we get these kills, we can really throw Cloud9 into a loop, but Manny might just have some great timing. With that grapple, he can get quick into this action.
Sav pushing over from one side.
He only has 11 shots though,
Pinch here towards
and he just gets
Long Ball, but
melted by the
his
team.
target is nowhere to be found. Eco hiding in the C-stairs corner. Meanwhile, we switch over towards Sav and the rest of Cloud9 that are trying to fend off this SSG push. Both teams want that ball over on the blue side.
Ooh,
Great stick,
damn,
but
that was a
even
nice
better
shot.
out of Lucid. And oh my gosh, welcome to SSG, Lucid. They wanted ya.
Yeah, the scary thing about SSG is you have 3 very proficient snipers on this team. And at any point, they can all pick it up and put some havoc on the map. Yo, you see that little tech from Lucid? Using that quick drop curb slide for a second there. Fun little movement tech, but only 10 seconds lead for SSG and Lucid. He says, yeah, I don't need to get this kill. Let me just pick up this ball. I'm going to get myself one step closer while y'all try to find me.
The shock rifle shot just to back down that player almost ends it right then and there. Just one more second needed here for SSG, but if Cloud9 can slay out, they have a chance to hold on to this blue side setup and come back and win the game. It's not going to be easy. Sav takes down Stellar. Multiple players down for SSG. Cloud9 are scoring here.
It's only one mistake. One mistake, and this ball will head over to SSG. Cloud9 not only have to get the slays, but they have to be mindful of where those slays are. So far, SSG have won on the right side. Here comes the push.
Ball gets played out towards no man's
Yeah,
land.
that's it.
Eco gets
That was good
himself
timing.
to the
I wonder what their
second
comms were right
and
there.
Just enough time for Stellar to grab a hold of that ball. Why do we-
Because I noticed that whenever I get in situations like that, like in matchmaking, like people just crumble.
And then just turns and burns the player on the gold pipe side. That was serious.
Yeah, there's ever a chance for a collateral snipe kill with the shock rifle. I mean, that was about as close as you can get it. Those players almost just lined up. He had the S7. We might have seen 2 sniper shots going through the heads of those players. But instead, let's just settle for the 1 space station. They had a slow start in the first round, but once they got their engine rolling, they were pretty unstoppable. Cloud9, I think, still feeling the effects of that. With 3 going down, Snakebite's just going to take this ball as far away from them as possible. And what I'd love to see is just this constant rotation from Space Station. Try to always find what their outlet is and keep Cloud9 having to move and be unpredictable in where this ball will be.
Eco's double kill clears out the gold side, Lucid's extra damage, make sure players are away from long haul, and then SSG just start to slay out. That ball sits over towards Glass and Septify, wants to get involved, but Lucid once again says none shall pass.
And Cloud9, these early slays that they got, they just have not been able to facilitate that throughout this game. We need to see more of that slaying prowess from them once again. And what we're seeing so often now is Space Station starting to find those entry frags. And Cloud9 is going to be a team that's very dependent on their numbers throughout the game. They want to be able to hit out a lane 2v1. The individual slays, they're always going to favor the players on Space Station. I mean, just look at it. They have superstars on this team known for their one-on-one gunfights.
Holding the line here toward the gold door. Thought he was in a 1v1, turned into a 1v2. Boo Boo Doobu's double almost turned to a triple, but Eco and Lucid coming in out of nowhere. Still 3 down for Space Station Game.
But that's where you're going to see Cloud9 be successful, right, Tony? What do we notice different about that play than the rest that we've seen throughout the end of that round 1 and the beginning of round 2? Unpredictable 2 hits, right? Stellar had no idea there was going to be 2 players there. If Cloud9 can partner up and overwhelm the isolated players on Space Station, that's how they're going to get their ball time throughout this game. Connected fights are important for Cloud9.
47-17 lead in favor of Space Station Gaming. We see Lucid and Snakebite gonna take a lot of space here over toward the long haul. Excellent damage on Deceptify. Gonna take a more direct route, but one that Manny was able to predict. Drops the ball, gets the headshot. Deceptify strafe and fast, and not ever seen anybody do it. Sav on the cleanups now as Stellar, the final player alive. He's gone. Cloud9 scoring.
Great expansion on the map from Cloud9. Look at how much space they're taking up, and Sav gonna work to partner up. So he had that presence on long haul. He leaves it, hoping that Space Station still respects him being there so that he can partner up with his team. Unfortunately for Cloud9, it's not gonna work this time. Look how decisive Space Station was. They recognized that rotation early. They overwhelmed the long haul. They got into pipes before Cloud9 could react. And just as Cloud9 has gotten the lead, it looks to be going the other way once again.
There's been a well-balanced attack coming out of Space Station Gaming that has gotten them the lead once again here. Stellar with the shock. This has really been the determining factor of a lot of defense stance, and it may just be the determining factor of this one as well. Stellar goes at Boo Boo Dubu and immediately grapples out. The replacement there for Eco, that's just called the bait and switch, and Cloud9 can't handle it. SSG scoring.
Really smart from Eco there to just take the challenge. He understands he's probably gonna die, but he guarantees the trade. It put Cloud9 4 down, and more importantly, it staggered that last spotter. It takes a lot of the teeth out of their initial push. They're not gonna be able just to overwhelm right away. Instead, a lot of fights are gonna need to be won in the middle map, and so far, things are getting dicey between both these teams, and Cloud9 a couple down once again.
Space Station Gaming have claimed control of the long haul side once again. Preparing for a blue side transition, but Deceptify pulling up the rear here. He's gonna have both Snakebite and Eco to deal with, but not anymore, because Boo Boo Dubu goes at Eco. Now Lucid wants to win the 1v1. He's able to do so, but Manny seemingly come out of nowhere, and with that 3 down, that's gonna force SSG to play the ball, but 94 seconds, Tools.
3 minutes on the neutral clock though. So Cloud9, I wouldn't get too caught up on trying to make sure you get to this ball, but rather playing denial. You have 3 minutes of neutral time to play around with. Ensure that you play Slayer first and just make sure that you have that ball checked.
As of right now, it's SSG winning the Slays battle. That's until Manny sneaks away with the kill and his life, trying to get some damage onto Stellar, who knows is pushing up, but doesn't know that Eco is coming right around the corner. Now a little more bait and switch action. It works perfectly. 3 down go Cloud9, and this could be the final seconds here for SSG as he waits for that ball to come up, and gonna toss it up to Stellar. There it is. Space Station Gaming taking round number 2. Cloud9
Okay.
without a fight, but
I wonder what's
still
the next game to it.
Eco doesn't get a lot of kills to his name in that game.
This might be another 3-0 sweep, to be honest.
Terrorizing Cloud9 in the most crucial moment. Oftentimes, when there was a player that needed to be in a spot that was unpredictable or catching Cloud9 off guard, it was Eco that was filling in those positions. A lot of times it ends up being a trade or him getting a lot of damage to help his teammates facilitate and assist. But those dirty plays, right? The ones that really show up on the stat screen were clearly playing an impact. But just look at his assists, 18 to his name in that game. And obviously we expect players like Lucid, Snakebite, and Stellar to be consistent with their kills. But Eco is a big part of the reason why those kills were being facilitated this game. I was really impressed with some of the flanking plays that he was making and some of these trade outs that he was forcing Cloud9 into. And I think that's the way to think about it, Tony. A lot of the plays that Eco makes is to force the other team to make something specific, make something that he wants to action.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Just Eco with the assist as well. I think it was like 50, I think 51 assists between the entire team, and what really stood out to me was that bait and switch as well. So I mean, obviously Eco making those plays, the big brain ones, but also the entire team just baiting and switching all day, and I saw multiple times, and love to see that at Space Station Gaming. But now going into the Solitude game number 2, the question is, how does Cloud9 respond? If they lose too many camos or shocks, kind of like they did in that recharge, it could go the same way. However, if they claim some of those for themselves, they be some shooters as well.
Keep an eye out on Deceptify in particular in this game for Cloud9. If they're going to have a successful game, it's largely going to revolve around him. Last year, he had one of the highest KDs in Slayers. He's a very proficient Slayer player in particular. His KD throughout the year was like just underneath a 1.0 in the objectives. He was hitting like 1.17s, 1.2s in the Slayers. He's really, really proficient.
As right now, one more with Sab and Cloud9 and running the Bulls triangle offense surrounded this cat face side. Surprised that they were able to sneak away. Kill was Lucid, and oh my gosh, Stellar with the moves and the thrust.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jagger was not able.
I think I need to move my camera, maybe.
Go in there, the thrust just kept him off guard for a second, but they are eventually able to find that camouflage. And Cloud9 is putting on some great displays early on, and Septify a big part of that. At the beginning game, they went 3 down. Septify had 3 assists. He was helping his team stay in it, and now they have a chance to attack.
Eco with some incredible move in order to stay alive. I thought he was going to run into a 1v2, but he plays it perfectly and eventually steals away 1. That trade is going to work out really well for Space Station Gaming. As camouflage is coming up, both teams are going to reset.
So easy when you're one shot like that to accidentally give up your life, not extract the maximum value. Eco said, no, no, no. I'm sure I'm going to take one player down with me. And so far, Cloud9 have been able to keep this scrappy, but with them going 3 down, the spawns are going to be known for Space Station. Now, can they execute and collapse upon them?
As right now, Cloud9 have one thing in mind, and that is taking over the tram side. But once again, it's that bait and switch. But eventually, Stellar does end up going down, and Snakebite doesn't have the shields. So what does Eco do? He gets the cleanup. The cleanup crew is here, and right now they're wiping off the streets of Solitude as Cloud9 being sent to spawn and Septify. Not able to win that gunfight. He's going back down to the S1 side.
Really has been a lot of bait and switches that we've seen between both these teams. And that engagement over at Loop, it was a bait and switch from Cloud9 that got met by a bait and switch from Space Station that ended up being in their favor. They see that bait and switch style from both these teams is keeping this game very close. But then you'll notice, look at all the deaths on the lobby. Everyone's kind of about the same. Lucid maybe leading his team by a little bit more, but he's been awfully aggressive to create that.
Yeah, everybody wants to win the Slayer because it's such a quick game. That's what I've noticed. Slayers is like the one that everyone wants to win.
Shock is coming up right now. Sad has an incredible cross map, but has to give it up. Too many eyes on him, so drops down to the low ground, which is exactly where Stellar wants him. Too quickly hitting the black screen for Space Station Gaming, and Snakebite is covering Eco's back from across the map.
And don't let Snakebite slither behind you. Once he gets into that back rank, he will cause chaos. And unfortunately for Cloud9, it just looks like this might be the moment where we start to see a lead grow for Space Station. They've really done a great job at keeping Cloud9 separated. Boo Boo Doo Boo, critical player, they forgot about him.
Perfect. Yeah, he made sure he got that headshot right there.
This is gonna be dangerous.
That would have been nice if he would have cut Lucid right there.
The S4 side, but it's Lucid and Eco. They're looking to not only stay alive, but also to force Cloud9 back. Just a 2-kill game, despite the uncharacteristic-like start from Lucid. 3 and 10. These are not the stats that we've come accustomed to when talking about the former MVP. But he and Eco doing some max damage here. Eco laying down the law with the people's elbow.
That's a good point. Lucid did used to be MVP.
Just like that, SSG are starting to heat up.
This is Eco at his best. When he's able to play around his team and just be in the moment to either help or finish in these gunfights, he thrives. And so far, that's been this game. It's been a lot of bait and switching between Cloud9 and Space Station. That's why we're probably seeing Lucid with a little bit of not a great game so far, as he's oftentimes been the isolated player, either anchoring or just playing towards that front line on the isolation. And because Cloud9's been playing so close together, he's usually the player that's feeling that punishment because of it. You see it once again. Look, he dies at Nest. Look at where everyone else is on Space Station. They're trying to collapse in, playing together on the opposite side. So Lucid, he's not having the greatest stats, but that's because he's playing a very hard role right now. He's isolated on an island trying to do his best, but Cloud9, they don't leave each other. They always have an answer.
We know Cloud9 are playing the role of just push together and overwhelm the players of Space Station Gaming, and man, it is working. 39-37 in favor of Cloud9 as we're back on board with
Halo really is like real-time chess.
Squad 12 and 8, 3 assists, and right now just a thorn in the side of Space Station Gaming. 2-kill lead. Cloud9 could tie things up.
Cloud9 eclipsed the 40 kill mark first. They're leading the charge into this end game, but they're condensed on the map. Look, every player is stuck over at blue. This is going to be an opportunity for a collapse, and Stellar just threw Manny into the wall. That puts Cloud9 down numbers, and they don't have anywhere to move. Camo, Sniper coming up. SSG has so much advantage on just the spacing in the map to make plays for these.
All 4 players up for both squads. Cloud9 elected to 4-man push. It seems like through the yard side. They're going to push up together, but a trade out in live is not what they're looking for. Sav finds a cleanup onto Eco, and now is staying alive towards U-turn. Notice how Boo was pushing up Tram. That means Sav is pushing up as well. A cinch, and a perfect one at that. Now he gets the shot. It's 45-42. Cloud9 looking to pull off an upset, and mind you, unselfishly giving that shock away.
Give it to Sav. Hey, love that. Let him control your destiny. And look at this. Look at how all these kills are just coming in assisted at the moment. Eco, yeah, Eco, you're in trouble. There's nothing he can do. This is just perfect play from Cloud9, and they're just a couple kills away.
But Lucid gets a clutch double. Now it's 48-44. Just 2 more kills needed here for Cloud9, but easier said than done against a team like SSG.
Yeah, this game might be over.
They're pushing forward, but Stellar biting off a bit more than he can chew, and the nades are going down. In the one-shot Eco this time will not find the exit route.
Makes it more interesting though. Now it's 1-1.
Game number 2 to tie up the series.
Space Station was constantly looking for that advantage throughout the fights, right? Where can we find the isolated player? Where can we find the mistake that Cloud9 is going to make? The problem arose is that Cloud9 just really never left those spots open for Space Station to take advantage of. They consistently had each other's help. Look at the assist call. 3 players at 9. Fubu with a 4 assists to his name. They constantly had each other's help, and one thing, like they all kept their deaths in check. How many deaths do you get a game, Tony? In a game of Slayer, how many deaths are you allowed?
I mean, if everybody gets 12, you're gonna have a tough time winning.
Exactly. What did Cloud9 do? They kept everyone under 12. No one eclipsed that 12 mark, and that's just a clean game of Slayer. It's everyone keeping connected. They're trading out their kills. No one's going rogue and getting caught out in the isolation. And it's a clean game throughout. I mean, look how even it is between everyone. Boo had the most kills, but I mean, he had the least assists, the least deaths. He's the one that's benefiting a lot from the aggressive play of Septify and Sav. That's just a clean game. I really gotta give the props to Cloud9. And once again, I wanted to point out who was the player I told you that.
Yeah, Cloud9 also put out way more damage too.
KD, he is on the top damage dealt. He is a force in Slayer. I tell you, if you really want to get to know some of these players in the top 12 and some of the impacts that they can make, watch Septify play Slayer, man. He is really, really such a special and gifted player when it comes to the Slayer and having that freedom to work on the map. He just understands his spots so well.
He definitely shines in the Slayers, but I mean, just his overall game as well. Like he finds a way to get kills, stay alive, and just keeps playing. It just plays so well around this team. And this is an entire Cloud9 roster, too. Even go back to last year and that year 3. Cloud9 were excellent in the Slayers and maybe missing out on some opportunities in the Game 5s, obviously, and not able to clutch it out against some of the best teams in the world. But remember, it was against the likes of SSGs. It was against the likes of the Optic Gamings and whatnot. Against everybody else, Cloud9 were looking damn good and almost pulled off some major upsets. Well, now they have a chance to do that again.
I guess this tournament is different than the other ones I've been watching because it looks like they're playing the same set of maps every series.
What do you gotta do a ton of, dude? You gotta slay in order to play at the bottom.
I'd like to see Cloud9 keep playing together, keep playing that assist game. It's easy for the objective to influence players' positions, though. It's a lot easier to do that on the Slayer.
Immediate 3 down to That's how we start things here for Cloud9. Camouflage still being fought over, though. I love the fact that Boo Boo Doo was able to defend this camouflage against Lucid for so long, but eventually Lucid and SSG are going to grab a hold of that camo. That bomb in the hands of Space Station Gaming, and this is not good for C9.
They had no idea. Stellar took on the weak side of the map, right? We saw all that pressure on the P side, trying to contest camouflage. Stellar grabbed ball, went into the util lane, never exposed his position, and just walked that ball up while there's so much distraction in the middle map. He was arming when they got the 3 down. So he had perfect timing to get that first detonation, and we're talking about 30 seconds into the game.
1-0 lead here for Space Station Gaming, but this Cloud9 that advanced that bomb towards SSG territory, but having to go 3 down in order to do so. Septify will have to wait for his teammates to spawn up.
Trying to keep himself a little bit in line here. He doesn't want to get too far forward, and Stellar's trying to sneak it up again. This time not going to work. Septify working back towards his team was able to find him, but the big thing Cloud9 will need throughout this game is just slays. They will facilitate all the movement for this team, and so far Lucid has been just a pain in their side on trying to deal with those slays. He is just a machine on this map. Look at the damage that he's been able to do. 5 kills. He was the reason that they got the camouflage at the start. He was a distraction while they moved that ball up. He stops the 3 down from being a nuisance for Space Station by getting a couple of kills and the assist for the 3rd. Lucid making up for a little bit of a lackluster game too already.
SSG were able to advance that bomb over towards Cloud9 territory, but it's back to focusing on that camouflage for both these rosters. Sab takes height. The final player alive. He is able to pop that camouflage.
That was huge by Lucid,
but denies an important resource from SSG.
But guess who to take care of him right away? It's Lucid again, and Lucid just won another one-on-one against Manny in the back base. Lucid has been on a tear. 8 kills to his name. And I don't think you can hide for much longer, Seth. You throw those nades, it's inevitable. Lucid's coming for you.
Lucid with the easy kill. SSG moving that bomb forward, and nobody from Cloud9 able to contest for this. Oh wait, there's one more. It's Manny coming out of nowhere, but even he's not enough. 2-0 start for Space Station Gaming.
That's a tough spot for Manny, because you almost have to make the play of just giving up on that bomb, because it was more necessary for him to be alive and to help his team battle out of the base. Because he went down, they haven't had 4 up, and Lucid is still terrorizing them in the back base. He's hit number 11.
Cloud9 trying to defend SSG out of their base here, and it's Lucid that's forcibly backed down. That bomb is here, and so are 3 members of Space Station Gaming. Eagle's able to go at Septify, but Lucid gets absolutely obliterated by that grenade, and the cross-map shots from Stellar is not gonna be enough. Excellent defense by
nice
C9.
shot, Stellar.
Right now for Cloud9, this is like,
I need my bandit to be like that, bro.
They have to assemble all 5 pieces at some point and just obliterate them. That just doesn't seem possible at the moment. Tony, Space Station has had an answer for every slay that they put down on the map. It's been tough for them to move this ball up, but with 3 players going down and Septify in the top base, this might be the first opportunity that Cloud9's really had.
Stellar doing max damage here. Deals with 1, does enough damage for his teammates to clean up the 2nd. Camouflage will sit over towards the mid-map, and with Space Station Gaming shooting like this, it may just be there soon. Eco making the play for it. Can he get away? Apparently he can, but you better watch out. Manny's right on his tail.
That was smart to jump up, right? It's a little counterintuitive. You jump up, hide yourself to that ledge. The reason he does that is the nades like to get stuck in between those 2 platforms. He's able to dodge the grenade damage just enough to stay alive and repeat that camo just a little bit more value than it would have gotten if it was immediately burned. The problem for Cloud9 so far has been the follow-up. They've gotten 3 down a couple times.
It's happening all over Pasco County.
Well, if they can get a back-to-back, right, the overslay in the base, then Cloud9 will have a chance at a detonation.
Snakebite just got a nasty double kill right there, and it leads to Cloud9 eventually going 3 down. The 4th player is going to fall as well. What does that mean? SSG get an opportunity to advance this bomb forward, but Cloud9 off his spawn, looking to defend.
seen, Cloud9 is starting to move much slower than what we've seen in the past. They are very cautious about players getting behind them. That's because it's been costing them so dearly in this game. Remember how that first bomb detonation went off? It was because Stellar was able to get through an empty lane. Cloud9 are slowing down and starting to watch those lanes, but the Space Station doesn't necessarily have to reciprocate. They can just keep playing fast, keep bruising them, and the Slays, they're just dominant in them so far. All 4 players of Space Station have eclipsed double digits.
I've been attempting to do that information gathering, but somehow it's always a player that sneaks behind enemy lines. So it looks like Sab gonna take a play out of their playbook. Gets a nasty flank, and who says the jiggle peek is gone? I love that out of Sab.
Yeah, that's like a jiggle jab right flick. That's like all 3 strafes at once right there, Tony. Tried to get into his bag, but unfortunately there's just not much he could do in that spot. Another camouflage that heads over to Space Station, and oh, Tony, they weren't able to get the kill on it either. They're ready to detonate. They're in the base. All 3 players are going to have to try to do something special. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's it.
6 minutes. Go down, and that's all it took in order for SSG to come out.
Yeah, Lucid definitely brought it back that game. He was like, I can't have 2 bad games in a row.
Only a quick one for Bomb. I would say a game type that normally goes the distance. That was a fairly fast game for Space Station Gaming against a Cloud9 who stayed scrappy, who stayed in it almost the entire time. But man, it's tough. What are these stats telling you?
I mean, obviously the Slays play a big factor, but think back about what we saw in Game 2 and what was successful for Cloud9. It was a lot of the running as duos, the 2-2 splits that were helping them on the map. They had a lot of bait and switching that worked. Now, when we think about what worked against them in that oddball game, it was the 2-2 splits. It was splitting on the map, and that reason it worked against them was because they were leaving empty lanes on the map. And Space Station were quick to identify what those empty lanes were, get behind them, and nullify the effect of the bait and switch, right? If you have a player shooting you in the back, there is no longer a bait and switch to be found, right? So Cloud9, they don't have that potency ensuring that they always got those trades, that their assists were up. They were starting to get just pelted in that back lane. Lucid in particular was so effective, and right, Lucid was trying to do the same thing on the Slayer game, right? We saw him in the isolation behind enemy lines a lot of times, but there wasn't that objective to orient around. There wasn't that objective for Lucid to be like, okay, I know they're not going to be looking this way because Bomb is distracting them. And because of that, Lucid just pops off, right? We're seeing the complete different situation from Game 2 to Game 3 because of the objective and how that freedom that Slayer gives you isn't necessarily there in Bomb.
We're going into Fortress, capture the flag is going to be our game number 4, one in which SSG have the opportunity to close things out here. We're going to have a much different map that we've seen as far as our pool. Now we have 2.
Yeah, SSG's going to want to fight hard to close their shit out as quick as possible.
We said it before that anybody on the Space Station Gaming roster can snipe. Well, Cloud9,
I just want to see Optic and SSG and
it is going to be a tough time for
what's
the
the other
opposition.
team? There's SSG, Optic, and then
You
FaZe.
let them have if you let 2 players in particular.
Yeah.
Lucid and Stellar.
One of them has lethal on
Snipers
it,
at
but
the same time,
I want to watch that
might
game.
as well say goodnight. Mission critical for Cloud9 is to prevent sniper control from really dropping to the other side. Now that being said, I mean, any team gets 2 snipers, they can make a lot of work happen. I would be very focused on trying to find when the sniper's at their most exposed, when they don't have that help, because it will happen in this game, where they're going to leave their snipers isolated because they trust that they're going to hit the headshot. If you can quickly find them, deal with them, and pull those snipers away, I think Cloud9 has their opportunities in this game.
I'm definitely a firm believer that Cloud9 can win this game, but the question is, will they? Because you still have to pull off an upset against Space Station Gaming, who are obviously going to be one of the top teams in the entire world. Whether it's online, whether it's on land, you have to respect this Space Station Gaming roster. And Fortress is about on land. You have to respect this Space Station Gaming roster. And Fortress is a map where they can definitely catch fire here. Gonna start on board with Lucid first. He's gonna be our designated sniper here for Space Station Gaming. Cloud9, maybe over-focusing on this overshield here because nobody goes after their snipe, and Snakebite with a double. Lucid covers his back, and man, SSG starting off high.
They are. Oh, look at Snakebite. He's already in position. He's ready to pull the. He's ready to pull flag, and he gets that flag out to the middle map because of the extra shield. Yeah, Lucid's playing this. They're just about perfect. Yeah, try to go for it again. I don't think Sacrifice is going to be able to have much of a chance with the sniper. They are. Yeah, they are not letting him go.
Should be a 1-0 lead in favor of Space Station Gaming. Lucid
Damn, that was a quick cap. Holy.
That sniper that Cloud9 left behind. They didn't get the overshield. They didn't get anything. That Cloud9, that starting strat just didn't work according to.
I really want to know like what their comms are, number one, and I don't know, like it has to be like scrims and shit that they're doing too. Like they're constantly scrimming like the best people. So.
That flag is moving, and right now Cloud9 are 3 down once again. This could be the final pull for SSG. We got a player on Goose watch right now, because Space Station Gaming ain't slowing down whatsoever. Multiple one-shots aren't going to be able to get away, and somehow Stiller's one-shot but doesn't care. SSG just ends up shutting down Cloud9. That flag is on the move. Hope you didn't blink, because this shit's over.
Yeah. And Manny had a goose too. Yikes.
Time of death. Book it.
I blinked. I definitely blinked. Did anybody blink? I blinked. I missed it. Space Station Gaming just completely turned it around for themselves. Cloud9. Although they had an incredible start to their first bomb game, leading charge into that first round, Space Station Gaming just came back on top, showing us that they are the top 4 squad here this year. Cloud9, though, they showed incredible potential, I believe.
Great moments, right? We saw moments in these games, except for this last one, right? Well, they only got 3 kills between them, but I think that was more of a what we know SSG's ceiling can be. But Cloud9, I think there's a lot to love, especially in the first game and the Slayer. We saw what they're capable of, and if everything goes right throughout an entire best of 5, they are able to take down teams like Space Station. The problem is that they just don't have that bedrock consistency, right? Even in the Aqua Bomb, like we take a look at that, multiple times where Cloud9's able to get the 3-4 down, but they're not able to follow up those 3-4 downs with the next decisive play, right? You need to be able to take your opportunities and double them in order to get bomb detonations, in order to get flag captures, in order to get oddball time against Space Station. That just didn't happen. Though, I will say Cloud9, be on the lookout for them in the Slayers this year. I think they are going to be one of the best Slayer teams, and if they can force a team into a Game 5, that's when I would be very, very nervous if I'm one of these top 4 teams.
Tony, what are your highlights from this series?
I mean, you gotta look at the objective efficiency out of Space Station Gaming, and with how good Cloud9 are able to slay, and still the way that SSG were able to find their kills and more importantly find their objective so quickly off of it, it tells you that the Space Station Gaming roster are moving in the right direction and still one of the most dangerous teams in the league. My problem is with Cloud9 is that series aren't won through Slayers. They have to figure out a way to go toe-to-toe with these teams in objective. We know how good this Cloud9 roster can be. We know what their potential is, and now it's time to see them step into it, because we all are believers, but at least this series, I would say today, but at least this series goes to SSG. That was big.
Absolutely. I think what's something I'd like to point out is that Cloud9 is only 200-ish points away, separating them from Space Station Gaming in the top 4. So Cloud9, this was definitely an important series for them, but what does this say about the team sitting in top 6 and what separates them from being within that top 4?
It's consistency, right? The teams that are in the top 6, they lack the consistency of the teams in the top 4. Space Station, they're going to play about the same each game. It's just whether you can take advantage of the opportunities that they'll give you. And then when Space Station hits their stride, we know what the ceiling is. I mean, that Fortress Flag game. That might be the fastest in pro play history. What we saw there. I mean, put the speedrun.com. Let's get it listed. That's one thing I would love for someone to start tracking throughout the year is the fastest and longest games of the HCS, because that I guarantee is number one right now for pro play, Fortress Flag. And I don't know if there's gonna be much more opportunity to beat that. I mean, they were so efficient.
Tony, your favorite moments from this, since we were talking about this incredibly fast series?
I mean, for me, I think it was these plays from with Stellar with the snipe over towards his back base. Like, he's one shot. The man is one shot and somehow is still able, it might be coming up soon, actually, now that I've mentioned it, and still able to come up with a clutch kill. This is it right here. Look at this. The man's one shot. If he dies and Sab stays alive, maybe Sab is able to put up more resistance in order to stop that flag from going forward. But he doesn't. And ultimately, that flag ends up being the third capturing, where maybe if Sab able to get a kill, he buys enough time for his teammates to come off his spawn. Like, hitting plays like that when you're weak, man, that's ice. That's clutch right there.
It looked like the demise was...
This should be another good series. I'll be right back. But yeah, it's still gonna be running though.
Get the start that they wanted, and it was incredible to see Space Station Gaming completely run away with it after that just one mistake. It kind of shows us what Space Station Gaming is capable of. Now we get to see what Optic Gaming versus Complexity, what these teams are capable of. Complexity, this is a tough series for them.
Complexity, this is the test, right? We talked about what their potential could be, them having some really rough start in the first 2 weeks. They had a great game against TSM in which they were able to 3-0, and pretty convincingly 3-0. If they want to prove that this is a team that's going to stick and have chances at some high finishes this year, taking games off Optic Gaming is priority. Take a series off Optic Gaming, then, hey, we have a very serious discussion about who can be in the top 6 come Arlington.
Tony, your thoughts on this series?
I mean, I'm obviously Optic are the favorites, going into this matchup, but I will say, man, I really did enjoy what we saw from Complexity over the last couple of rounds, and they were definitely one of those squads that we looked at that maybe underperformed a little bit so far in this, in the off season, the early season, and one that we wanted to see more of. Well, I think we saw an excellent Complexity against TSM, and I think this is a matchup that really is going to be a great test for them. So, Complexity versus Optic Gaming, I'm all about it, but let's not mistake that as, Optic are the favorites, and I think everybody knows that.
Absolutely. I think Complexity knows where they are in the leaderboards right now. They are currently in one of the scariest spots to be here points wise, because they are on the edge of needing a lot of points in order to secure themselves a spot in pool play, or maybe even being a contender for that travel coverage. Where if they don't get to win this series, where does that place them?
Man, I honestly, I don't think I can answer. Like, I feel like so much this year is so up in the air with all these teams. Like even when we just look at like how top 2, how top 4, how top 6, how top 8 are competing with each other, it's like it almost feels like everything can be so interchangeable in those tiers.
Here we take a look at the leaderboards in case you all hadn't seen it before. These are where these teams stand. This is the Arlington major pool play contenders. And as these teams stand, you can see where Complexity is with 3,520 points. And in order to qualify for pool play, you need to get top 8 next weekend in the qualifiers, and then the 2 remaining North America spots will go to the remaining teams that have the highest points within this leaderboard. So it's a scary spot to absolutely be in. So we're gonna go ahead and get ready for this next series, Optic Gaming versus Complexity, up next.
it's feeling too much for you. Then all my lovers gonna dance with someone that shows love, not you. If all my lovers got you feeling too much, it's feeling too much for you. Then all my lovers gonna dance with someone that shows love, not you. Just if all my love has got you feeling too much, it's feeling too much for you. Then all my lovers gonna dance with someone that shows love, not you.
Here in our museum, we grab culture by the foot and bring it right to you. You can't spell museum without you and me.
We are ready for our next series, Complexity versus, not Shopify, Optic Gaming. In this next event, this next series, we're going to be having an incredible match between these two. Complexity. We saw locked-in Complexity earlier versus TSM, and we also saw Spartan as a key player for them during that series, Tony. Active. Active, what are your thoughts? Not Tony.
Tony, we don't want to hear what you have to say. Yes, they did phenomenal. Oh, hi, Tony. Sorry. Sparty did phenomenally in that series. And like I said, I talked to him on Twitter. He said the team is flowing much better, and he's very happy about that. And of course, we exchanged words about his brother, Trav. This is for Trav, right? He went through a lot last season, obviously getting banned for a couple of events and not being able to play at Worlds, which is every player's dream. And then, went through a season where he had to practice for Halo. And now this season, he's trying to pick up the pieces. And so far, it's looking pretty good for him in Complexity.
Tony, this is a game that Optic is just expected to win. They're coming off of a loss from last weekend. What do you expect from them this week?
Yeah, I mean, going into the tournament, you definitely expected a huge bounce back from Optic Gaming. And before I saw this tournament go on, if you would have asked me if Complexity have any chance of beating Optic, I wouldn't have even given them a puncher's chance with what we've seen from Complexity so far. But after the last few rounds, a huge series against TSM, I still have Optic as the heavy favorites, but yeah, I don't know, man. I give Complexity a puncher's chance and say any given Sunday, on Saturday, whatever, you know.
Yeah, I share the same sentiment. I think that it is possible, but Optic have been, tried and true throughout all of these weeks, and going into week 3, I don't think that's going to change.
Okay, here we go.
They're ready to go. Bound doing a little watch party earlier. I think this is going to be fun. I'm excited to see what Optic Gaming do this week. I think this weekend, I think that their individual skill is going to play a big factor. A couple players were flat last week, and when those couple of players are flat, I think the whole team kind of falls apart. You need that individual skill to come to fruition here.
One player that I've been looking at as far as Complexity roster, obviously we talk about Sparty a ton, but it's precision.
I just played against Spartan the other day too. I'm part of the USF Halo team, and we played against like Utah or something, and they had Sparty on their team. We got fucked up, but I mean it was a good experience. I got to see how some of those guys play. So. But let's see how this goes.
And looking like last year's self, looking like his old self, it's precision and Complexity are loving it.
He heard you were talking about him, Tony, and he's 7-3. The guy's popping off. You love to see that start out of precision. Of course, Huss doing Huss things with 4 assists. I mean, this is great to see out of the squad. And you just took Renegade's shock rifle out of his hands. Number 1, it's going to make him very angry. And number 2, you're not going to die very soon. So you can at least live for a little longer.
I was asking myself, what exactly are Huss things? But then you clarified.
I got you.
I think Complexity is better than Optic thought.
The skill jump. Oh God, every time I love this. Oh my God.
Or better than I thought. So.
Just doing Huss things.
Yeah, just Huss things. Yeah. You gotta love it. That's not Huss things. He ends up going down right there, but it's a 45 and counting lead here to 0 for Complexity. Oh my word.
Not the start you expected to see here for Optic Gaming, but we've been talking about it all day today. They have been looking different between Precision's power going out and Sparty playing damn near in a tornado right now. It's there's madness going on in the Complexity roster. They somehow are funneling it, turning it into energy here. 53-4 lead in favor of Complexity, and Optic Gaming, they're the ones playing off the ropes.
Now they start to get some points here, and this is where you worry just a bit, because when Optic have that ball and they have that setup, it's really difficult to break. You've got the aggressive individual playmakers taking space on the map, like you see Renegade doing right here. That's his last shock rifle. I'm sorry, his last grapple that he can use. But I mean, this is where Optic start to come back. Look how hard it is to break this setup. It's 3 down again.
And the crazy thing to me is like the ease of play that you're seeing right now. Like Complexity really had to scrap to get that 53 seconds worth of ball time, which was well deserved. But Optic just kind of find their way right back into it, and they almost make it look easy. Obviously not so, but it's just a very smooth transition from Slays into the objective, into their setup.
Damn, Optic already put 40 on the board and like that quick. It's kind of crazy actually when you think about it.
Obviously, everyone on this Optic gaming roster is very fluid in what they're supposed to do at what times, and now you're seeing
the thing I like about Optic is like they just stay like calm under pressure. Like it doesn't matter like how much they're down. Like it doesn't really seem like it phases them whatsoever.
Heavy slays, no objective efficiency, but that's not the case here. They are objective efficient, and they just got the lead.
Three-man push come out of Complexity through the long haul side. They go. Bound and Optic anticipated. So the question is, are they able to defend against it, or will this be a rotation as Formal with some early shots, backs down, right back in, misses the stick, and it's going to be Mental that takes him down. Sparty, aggressive, that nade is going to deny the play ball, and that's going to be some time for Complexity.
I really like that by Bound, though. You see he was kind of waiting for Formal on bottom tower to see if he won that 1v1, and if he did, that's an open rotation to A, but because he lost it, Bound had to come back through pipes, and because of that native, like you said, Tony, he wasn't able to play that ball. So great job by Complexity. A nice little solid
Nice shot. Whoa, what the fuck just happened?
It's Formal who wins the fight against Sparty.
It's a tricky shot. That strafe is insane, brother. Yes. Good God, Sparty must have been working on that one. 75-56 lead in favor of Optic Gaming right now. Complexity not far behind, but just 25 more seconds in order for Optic to take round one.
I talked about the Slayer slaying on this Optic roster this weekend, and so far it's looking good. Legend 17-11 to start this game off. Renegade positive 10-9, so very good stats to start off here, and they'll still maintain the lead and Shock Rifle in 15 seconds. So Complexity can get this ball inside of pipes and a couple slays. This could be good for them.
Huss was getting ready to throw to get that ball tossed up over towards Bad Legend, but knew that Optic were coming in quick. And Legend, the leading man for Optic Gaming with 19-11, he's the one to take down Huss. Sparty not too far behind him, but Renegade not able to win that piv. Mental was ready.
That was a pre-fire by Mental. That's beautiful, right? You understand Renegade's gonna jump there. Maybe you understand his tendencies, and you take advantage of it. A great win, but what will it turn into? Right now, it's pipe control for Complexity, and a beautiful flank by Huss.
Pipe control, and right now Hurricane Piper's the one who's grapples that ball back toward the A side of the map. Less than almost about a minute on the clock, I should say, as Formal and Optic Gaming rotating this ball towards the A side of the map. Pings are going down, so they know the pressure's coming in quick for Complexity. What do? Well, Renegade steals away one, and Bound goes right after Sparty. And you know that Complexity want to stay alive here, but they're quickly running out of time. Optic just need 10 more seconds in order to take this one. Mental has to push up, and he's going to take yet another fight against Renegade. This time, I don't know if it's going to go his way. What?
That's huge. I didn't expect that at all, Tony. I honestly, there was 2 down multiple times for Complexity. Optic Gaming had a nice hold on to Elevator somehow, some way. It's Complexity.
Damn, Complexity might win this first round.
5 seconds on the neutral clock. These slays were important. Huss gets the first.
Complexity not only able to slay out, not only able to survive, but look at all this ball time they're able to accumulate. Mental staying alive might have been the play of the game, as crazy as it sounds, but notice how Bound was able to take down Mental Precision, who wanted to set up early towards the blue sides and had to settle for playing the ball off the map. Meanwhile, the rest of Complexity are being chased out of gold side by the Demon.
Nice trade.
Gets the shot with the shot. I don't even know what that angle was. I don't know how he got that kill.
I'm impressed mostly, Tony, by Renegade right there. The fact that he pushed so fast into pipes, right? Understanding that Complexity did have pipe control is huge. He did enough damage. Complexity are 3 down now, and this should be the round here. Renegade's going to take the last couple of points.
Yeah, even though like the scoreboard is showing Legend with 24 kills and Renegade even, Renegade actually made like 2 or 3 pivotal plays right there to win them that round.
I'm not sure, but it was also a good trade too on top of that with that nade onto Huss. But crazy things still happening in year 4, Tony. Sparty 13 and 18, a little bit slow to start here. Huss still with high assists, but there's a large amount of deaths. And again, this comes down to the other side, 25 and 14 on a Legend.
1-0 lead here as far as rounds go for Optic Gaming. Multiple members of Complexity are up. Mental's over toward the top glass side, but Bound wants to push forward, but ends up pushing right into two members of Complexity, setting the trap. This Complexity, it looks like Optic might have ran into it quickly going down.
Yeah, a little bit of a trap is exactly right, Tony, and a bit of aggression out of Bound. He thought Formal was going to have the timing for him, but he didn't. And now Complexity hold the ball inside of pipes, and a full rotation allowed here towards A if Precision needs that. But looks like he's just looking to see where the spawns are coming out. He sees Huss on that long haul side, which means not a lot of pressure is coming that way. And I like how Precision's playing. He's watching his teammates, waiting for that pressure to come either side. And when he feels that pressure, the ball gets played.
Recognize the situation, playing that ball toward the mid-map and giving Complexity another chance to fight for that ball. But Optics lay out heavily, and somehow Renegade always able to sniff out the one-shot players.
Yeah, Renegade continuously is in fights where, yes, those one-shot players go down, and also he's able to get multiple kills for every life that he lives in this game, right? Every spawn, you know he's gonna come up and get multiple kills, and that's honestly what you need out of a player like Renegade. We didn't see that too much last week. I mean, he had his moments, but in that grand finals, a little bit different. So he's my X-Factor player here for Optic Gaming. If he can catch fire, I think Optic are unstoppable.
I feel like another player we're seeing that out of his Legend who just went down there. I mean, the man's 27 and 17, so clearly getting a few 2-for-1s out of his life right now. I haven't had him much on screen just yet. He does his work quietly.
Another kill out of him.
That was loud.
28 and 17 now with 10 assists. Sparty, though, continuing to grind forward, and it just looks like, once again, a bit disconnected is this Complexity roster. They're kind of taking some individual fights, and I think the less individual fights you take against an Optic roster like this, I think the better you end up, right? You'll survive a lot longer. You put yourself in a position where you can make those 2v1 pushes against Optic. I think you can break that setup, but again, there's just a lot of individual fights taken. That's not going to go well for Complexity.
Man has 30 kills and 10 assists right now. Does Legend, and really is the leading slayer and damage dealer for this Optic Gaming roster. So much so that even in shooting Renegade, nobody's safe in front of Legend. Apparently, you're starting to see why a beautiful double kill leads to a 3 down. And even does enough damage onto Sparty to make that kill easy for Renegade. Optic continue to score, but Complexity are not letting up.
Yeah, Complexity have the lead still. It's about to get lost here in a moment, potentially. Renegade's rotating that ball to A, so I really like the plays out of Sparty, but unfortunately he's kind of left alone, right? He's in that 1v2 situation, trying to clean up as much damage that his teammate did as possible. Huss, ooh, see, that wiggle is just so difficult to hit, Tony, but again, Complexity are staying in this. Like you just mentioned, we'll see if Optic can continue to score here. The slays are going to be important on the elevator side.
Well, that was them momentarily going 4 down. There are 2 that spawn up quick. It's going to be Formal and Renegade. They push up immediately off of spawn. Now Sparty has an opportunity to maybe turn this into a flank, but needs to get there in time. Legend's able to take down one, but ends up going down himself. Sparty earns himself a wingman medal, but not before getting taken out. Right now, trading blow for blow are Complexity and Optic trying to get any clear control, or instead rotating the ball towards your spawning players. That's a winning strategy for Complexity.
I love this, and again, you see the aggression out of Bound. You see the rest of the Optic players behind on the bottom center, I believe, so Bound is going to have a nice little flank here on these blue pipe players, and again, it's trades back and forth, but Optic find themselves 4 dead again. Complexity, this is great by them. They're going to have control. No, Legend spawns on A. This is really bad here for Mental. He's got to get this kill on the Legend. They're in a 2v1. They have to challenge.
Legend steals that ball away, rotated towards tower, all while Bound creating a distraction on the other side of things. One double could turn to a triple as a one-shot Precision has nowhere to hide. It's Bound Town that he's taking him to. 3 down. Go Complexity. Yeah, that 2v1 on Legend needed to happen so much sooner. He's allowed to grab that ball, get the rotation, and stay alive as well. It's plays like that that change the tide of this game, and
so far, it's looking like Optic are taking full advantage of it, and Legend still popping off, 34 and 22.
64 to 52. Loving what we're seeing out of Optic right now, and a one-shot mention somehow gets the trade. Not bad, but that ball never gets played. So what seems like free time being earned by Optic, Complexity can't afford.
Yeah, Optic got the long haul spawns, and again, they're able to keep the ball on the back of Hydro. The confidence out of Formal, no pressure is really being felt here. Now he feels it, so he throws that ball off the map, of course, playing it, but Complexity are not in a position to get.
Oh my god. What the fuck was that? That's crazy.
22 more seconds needed here for Optic Gaming. Now with the cross-map shots, but also keeping his eyes on the prize as the camouflage, the focus of this fight. He ends up getting the kill before camouflage gets burned. Complexity really needs to win these fights towards the gold side because the rest of Optic are coming, and they're coming with camo maybe. What happened to camo?
It got picked up by Formal, I believe it was, but I think he just went down. So no more camo on the map, and that's going to allow Complexity to feel a little bit of freedom here, but these are the 1v1s you have to win. Huss winning that 1v1 against Bound, if they can kill Formal here cleanly, it'll be great, but it's just holding forward out of Renegade, and it works for him every single time. Continuing to score here is going to be Optic, but there's only a minute of neutral time left.
That's going to become really important because Complexity really needs to up the pace here, and that's where Optic gets you the most. When they know that you have to beeline it towards the ball, they can set those traps. But as I say that, Optic are the ones that are going 3 down. Renegade still baiting that ball. The shots to Mental will keep them over toward the tower side while Renegade continues to take space. Green gun in hands, Sparty in sight. You better watch out. Here comes Renegade. The green gun misses. Both teams trade, and both teams are 3 down.
Yeah, I was really wanting to see that where the grapple was. It was actually on Batledge, but I was gonna be really impressed if Complexity were to get able to get that ball on the blue pipe side. It was a free rotation of blue pipes. They were all in the
These guys also go for a lot of trades too.
It's a long rotation through long haul.
A lot of running at people and just going for the melees.
He's the most important player right now. If he can stay alive and get some
My melees just seem to never work, so I guess I should be doing melees more often as well.
It was momentarily tied up at 78 apiece in a must-win pivotal battles between Complexity and Optic, and Complexity just weren't able to get the kills. Optic just waiting. That timer hits 4 seconds. They throw the ball off the map. It's mathematically impossible for Complexity to grab a hold of it. 2-0 for Optic Gaming.
It looked good at moments there for Complexity, but like you said, Tony, it's almost like there's a bit of it's a bit easier for Optic to grab that ball and hold the setup. But right at the beginning of round number 1, it was 56 seconds right away, I believe it was, for Complexity. Optic
42 for Legend, bro. That guy's cracked.
Let's take a look at the stats real quick. Legend looking like this is a matchmaking lobby. 42 kills in a pro game. I mean, that's insane. And we're not.
I want to see his accuracy though, and 15 assists. Yeah, he was just making plays out entire game pretty much. I think I have a screenshot of his settings too. Let me see.
We saw this last year. We've seen this all throughout the lifespan of Halo Infinite, but it seems like Precision really been stepping up his game. In that matchup specifically, 36 kills, like he was doing his damn thing.
Nah, but I'm sure if I looked it up, I could find it.
Overshadowed by Legend, dropping 42 kills, like you said, in 2 rounds. If that was to go to round 3, I mean, does he end with like 65 kills? Does he end with almost 70 kills? What are we talking about here?
He was paced for that. He wasn't losing fights, and I know that this, common sense, right? He has a lot of kills, means he wasn't losing fights, but so many individual pips being won, a lot of doubles like this in a scenario where even before he goes down, he's doing damage to a third player, like 2 shots in. That's a player you love to have on your team, right? If he's able to wipe half the team and then make one of the last 2 players weak for you, I'm happy with that. Give me that all day, but here we go. It's game number 2.
Think about how fantastic of a talent you must be. This young man from France, been around the block a few times. We see him in Halo 5, a bunch of the 4v4s, but especially in the 2v2s, and you're so damn good that an org snatches you up from another country, brings takes you over to the U.S. and puts you on a top, what then might have been a top 3 roster, ended up being the #1 roster in the world, winning every tournament but one and becoming a world champion and MVP. What kind of talent that must be? Legend? Dude, they don't make much like him. There's the one and only, I would actually say.
If he keeps on the pace, it'll be a generational talent. He is something special, let me tell you. And when he got emotional at Worlds, I did as well. I think the guy deserves it. You put in that hard work, and and you have that talent. I mean, anything is possible, right? And Legends showcases that. I think he's going to have a very beautiful season here in Season 4 as well. I'm excited to see what him and Optic do. But on the other end of things, it's Complexity that want a bit of spotlight, Tony, because they're in the...
It's happening all over Pasco County.
Single time getting it. Bro, how do you even see? It's unreal, man. I'm not even playing. I can't see it. I have the daggone overlay, but I can't see the camouflage.
You eat carrots as a kid, Tony. Your mom always told you to eat carrots.
Man.
Yeah, well, you gotta eat those carrots. I can't see that camo either. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's really crazy that some of these players can see it so well. Sparty, dude, having a really good start to the game though. 4-2-2 so far. He ended up dying 2 times in a row. So that momentum has stopped just a bit, and so is Complexity's momentum. They go 3 dead.
Precision by himself toward the dip side, expecting the push from Cafe, but Legend catches him by surprise, and now it's Optic Gaming back in the driver's seat. You're gonna see Bound and Renegade work together. Actually, no. Bound taking up a direct right route, right through the mid-map he goes. Complexity, you better watch out. Here comes Bound.
He's got another player with him in Renegade here, and of course they once again went out on those trades. It's 3 down for Complexity, and
yeah, I didn't realize how good trading was in Halo, actually.
Complexity 2 come up, and we got to restart. So we'll be back with that game in a minute, but love
Are they restarting?
Start out of Sparty. Optic once again, though, talked about Bound, just running forward, being aggressive, cutting that lane. He knew he had a teammate there. That's the aggression that you worry about with a team like Optic is, that aggression plus, their individual, if they're shooting straight that day, if they're shooting really well, I mean, it's scary. I think that they're one of the best teams in the game, and when it comes to land, we'll see how it pans out, We'll see if maybe they peak too early, but when it comes to land, I think they're going to be dominant as well. My B, we spawn with 4 stickies, Tony.
I say allow it. What do you mean?
Just let it happen.
Wait, hold on. What do we add? That sounds amazing. That sounds awesome. Let's keep it going. Why would you stop that?
I was wondering why I had stickies.
I think that's a forfeit. Guys, that's a joke. That was a joke. But you know what? I will say, I love the idea of Renegade and Optic saying, yeah, we might have been up 2 kills when that reset, but it was our bad. We're the ones who messed up, so let's full re it, and they're not going to try to fight for like the 2 kills there. So I will say it in a way I kind of love that, but we're going to full reset. Hey guys, nobody's perfect, but it does remind us, always pay attention to your lobbies. Make sure that they're closed, Make sure that the right settings are on. I don't know what game type he was playing beforehand. That's regular ranked Slayer with 4 stickies, but I like it.
You know what else people need to pay attention to, Tony? There's this thing that you can connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and like there's a thing called a Twitch Prime sub, and some people, dude, you listen to Tony, hear me out, dude. Some people leave that there. They don't use it. And a sub is $6. I don't know if they're stupid, but they just leave it there. Maybe we'll see some Twitch Primes in the chat from people that want us to know that they're not stupid. Because, trust me, I wouldn't want to be either.
So what you're saying is that, out of about almost 4,000 people in the chat right now, you're saying that many of them already have Amazon Prime. If they link their account, they can actually sub to their favorite streamer for free. And they were electing not to do that, not to enjoy ad-free viewing, not to enjoy the amazing emotes. Guys, why don't you show them in the chat? You're telling me that they're choosing to just give Big Daddy Bezos their free money?
Yeah, I mean, Tony's not stupid, Josh is not stupid, and what's also not stupid is the fact that we're going into this game. It is a full reset of game number 2, and Complexity starting off strong once again. Sparty 2-1, Huss 2-0. 2-1 for him as well.
6-3 start, kind of, you know, history might be doomed to repeat itself, because that's the exact same score line that we saw to start from Complexity, but now they're continuing off of that momentum, but they run into a brick wall or a green wall, and that might just be Legend. Excellent double out of him.
I think it's going to be so entertaining, guys. You know, this is Halo, man. It's going to be so entertaining to watch this Optic roster on LAN. Of course, the Complexity roster as well, but I just think, you know, these are players on Optic. They're game changers. Like, all of them have a chance to literally turn the tide of a game because of the fact that their mechanical and individual skill is that good. On the side of Complexity, there are players that I think, like I said before, have other reasons to win. That, you know, that Tony, I always talk about it, the intangibles, right? And that's also another thing that's going to bring fire to this HCS season 4. I am so excited for this season and how it continues.
16-10 lead here for Complexity, and Optic Gaming starting off 3 down, but somehow Legends able to thread the needle. This man has been an absolute wrecking ball, but still Complexity hold on to a 7-kill advantage.
I love this out of Complexity. Keep the pressure forward. Don't allow Optic Gaming any free space here. If you continue to do that and you continue to get these trades, Optic are 3 dead. This is what they need to do.
We switch over toward Mental, somehow able to grab a hold of this camouflage and now just dodging grenades left and right, buying time for the rest of Complexity to not only come off a spawn but get activated on the map. Well, it's Mental and Huss that are able to double team Formal, while Legend across the map is gonna get caught. And with that, Bound is on the bottom side, wins a gunfight himself, but you know Mental and Complexity are still surrounding Optic Gaming.
The pace is slowed here a little bit, but I love that Complexity are almost drawing Optic into their trap, right? Renegade has to play a bit slower. He's not free to run around the map, but that kill from Bound is going to open things up just a bit. He gets one on the feet on Sparty.
It's going down. Renegade trying to sniff out the final player, and they're able to get him. Legend afforded the kill for that one. Shock is coming up, and you see 2 members of Complexity here on the top snipe side. And Sparty and Precision, back-to-back kills. Mental now figures out where Renegade is slithering to. Precision gonna get into a bit of a battle. Both players will trade, but Mental with the shot.
It's still so impressive that Renegade is able to get 2 right there. He, like you said, there was 2 or 3 people on that snipe side, and he still finds a way through. Bound, watch out, behind you. There it is, the kill from Precision on the Bound. Beautiful job by Precision, playing the sneaky angle. You got to do that in the game of Halo sometimes. It'll give you that first kill, and it'll give you the edge on the map control.
Tim, we talked about this before. The players can't hear us, and even if they could, you can't tell Bound where they are.
I'm sorry.
We talked about this before.
Right. We'll talk
34-25 lead in favor of Complexity right now, and it's Bound who can't win the fight against Huss. That's a huge win coming out of him, and Complexity with a double-digit lead here on Solitude.
They have to keep this fire forward, right? The best way to describe it is continue to push forward. 2 down for Optic Gaming. They're going to push Legend. The staggered spawns continue, and they get these trades over and over. It's 3 down for Optic again.
Sparty aggressive towards a Bound who somehow flies over his head, but Sparty still able to get the kill. Now back over toward the spawning player, stuck onto the blue cafe side they go. It's Huss that's already there. Mental gets his kill. Legend has no idea that Sparty's been flying. No, he's been flanking onto his way to a trade. 6 more kills needed here for Complexity, and Mental had camo. That's what I was gonna say. Had.
Good past tense, but hey, 6 kills left for Complexity. I mean, listen, I am not counting Optic out. I don't care how much you pay me. This is good. Even though this is really rough on the bottom of snipe, it is still it's anyone's game at this point. 4 kills left. It gets a little more interesting. 3 dead for Complexity, Tony. Precision, last player alive.
Just 1 squad wipe away from ultimately taking this game on. Complexity. Bound and Formal, though, working on Precision. The first 2 kills will go towards Optic Gaming, down by double digits. A comeback would be crazy, but as I say that, Complexity get 1, and now another perfect shot out of Mental. And dude, he's moving a bit different right now as Mental. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I mean, listen. It's a crazy take. Optic, I'm sorry, Complexity are going to take game number 2. It's a crazy take to say it's anyone's game, but I've seen crazier in my 20 years, and Optic are no one to mess with. If somehow they catch fire in that situation, that could have been insane, and I would have loved to have seen that, because that would have been really hype, Tony. I know you agree with that, but we hop over now to game number 3. Aquarius Bomb is the next game type. Tony, what do you think about this game? I actually don't mind Aquarius Bomb. I enjoy it.
I'm not the biggest fan of Bomb. I feel like my problem with Bomb is not that, which by the way, I just want to address the stats real quick. Great out of Sparty. Love that 9.0 KD out of Mental, and we'll talk about him and their gameplay a little bit later on. But to answer your question, I'm not the biggest fan of Bomb.
Okay.
And it's not because I don't think it's a great competitive game mode. I think it's an amazing competitive game mode. My problem is that to me, it's not the most fun to play and not the most fun to watch. But what I do recognize is that the best team or the better team normally wins. And I think that's great for competitive, and it's still brand new. So as the meta starts to evolve and we start to figure out more things, especially on the map of Aquarius or even Fortress, which we're still discovering, we might see the gameplay become more fluid. It's still a good competitive game mode. It's just not my favorite.
Okay, well, you know what, Tony? I'm gonna say something. We all appreciate your honesty. Okay, I like that, Tony. You know, not feeding us baloney. You're telling the truth. That's good. I don't mind a Bomb on Aquarius. I think it's fun, and I think honestly, when it comes to this map and game type combination, I think we're gonna see some crazy close matches this season on this map and game type combination, and I'm here for it. But I agree with you. It's tough to play. It is cool to watch these pros play it, though. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, on to game number 3. We're tied up at 1 in the series.
You talked about the fact that you talked to Sparty before this tournament started, and you talked about the team becoming more comfortable, and I really am seeing that. Like, I feel like, I think Sparty's had some fantastic games, but think about the way that Huss was moving in that game number 1, and his creativity, staying alive, getting damage, and just doing his thing. And even Mental's movement looks crazy, bro. His ability to stay alive has been right up there, and then precision looking like damn near his old self with the way that he's been slaying now. It's like he hasn't skipped a beat since year 3. Every player on Complexity has been doing their part and seemingly has leveled up.
Tony, I agree. And you know what it is? You know what the big thing is? I think this is perfect timing as well, right? This is not the last chance qualifier. That's of course the next chance that anyone has to get into pool play. But it's a big tournament for Complexity. They find themselves on the bubble at the very bottom of that pool play, of getting a pool play spot. So these games are must wins for them, and I think they're honestly putting it all on the line today. And I'm sure they've done that bottom view. They put in the work, and it shows. It showcased. We see it. It was Shopify Rebellion who have put in a ton of work and were the first ones to scrim and stuff at the beginning of the season. I think, you know, the more work you put in, the longer this season goes on, I think you're going to start to see some teams shift around. And Complexity, they're looking really solid this weekend.
Multiple go down, more Complexity as we switch on over to Bound. He's going to have a Mental player in front of him, and it's going to be Formal that gets the clean up. Right back to the BR he goes, trying to push up alongside Formal here on the P side. Precision, better be careful. Here comes Bound. Here comes the rest of Optic Gaming. They've successfully infiltrated the base of Complexity.
Yeah, Huss, though, moving this bomb away, and that's exactly what he needs to do, right? Just create the time, you know, force them to use more time to grind that bomb forward. Anytime in bomb, we talk about it often, you're going to have to get a multiple rounds of slays. So the further that bomb is away, the more slays you need to get.
On board now with Legend. Things are going down, trying to command the troops here. He knows the player toward the car side. You know, I'll just do it myself. Gets himself the easy kill, allows Bound to move that bomb forward. There's still 2 members of Complexity onto the back base, and it's Sparty that gets the kill, but goes down before throwing that bomb out. That means Optic have a chance to go for the arm. Complexity clutch with their defense.
Great job by Huss right there. He escaped through the P door and then did the jump from the P door, like going from base to the P door to the jump, and he was able to live for a pretty long period of time. And on top of that, he drew the attention of Renegade as well. So great job by Huss in that play.
Kill goes down. That means Legend's pushing forward. He He's going to run into Mental towards the back base, but Mental has no shields to work when Formal takes him down. Legend back on the arm. Complexity gave up everything in order to get that bomb out once. Well, they can't do it again. Optic up 1-0.
Off their spawn, they're going to take space on the map here, and they get 2 kills as well. So this is really good for Complexity. It's all 4 down for Optic, and it's their chance to grind this bomb forward again.
Switch over towards Sparty. He's right behind the spawning players. They're spawning over towards Fringe, and Spartan knows it, so easy damage goes down. Able to soften up Formal. The denial grenade says watch out for the jump, and then tries to take down the one-shot Formal, but both Legend and Formal survive with no shields.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Hussa was taken out of no shields there as well. You'd have liked him to challenge with Sparty, but maybe he just didn't know that Sparty was going to take such an aggressive play, and because of that, that is everything flipped on its head. It's now Optic Gaming pushing this ball towards the base of Complexity.
1-0 lead still here for Optic Gaming. Plenty of time to play with, but it is tough on a game type like Bomb. It takes multiple rounds of slays before you're able to go for the arm, and Renegade and the rest of Optic are forcing Complexity back. Not only does that nade connect, but curve slides and flies with the bomb does Renegade. His teammates around him are finding kills, and now Renegade has this bomb over towards Complexity's utility.
Doesn't have the timing though, so the spawns do come out in the back of base, and they just gotta slay out once again. It's only 2 back there, and you see the pinch coming from Formal too. I don't know if Renegade has the timing. He doesn't, so he's the back up now. This is really good for Complexity. They're able to withstand a bit of pressure, and now they can try to walk out of their base and get some slays.
Feels like Complexity did take down the most important player there, which was Renegade, forcibly pushed up. Eventually, the first domino falls, and so do many afterwards. I don't know where that
Yeah, what kind of grenade was that?
Just do a GB nade from across the map. That was great.
That's so wild.
Connected, and again, this bomb ends up in car 1, so we'll see what happens with it. It's got to be Sparty that stays alive here, but oh wow, with the radar, Tony. That was with the radar on Formal. Wow.
Formal, he's shooting right now. 13 and 6 assists to go along with it, and Legend, the rest of the crew, happy that he's flying like this, allowing to grab that bomb towards Util's side. Only up 1-0, but with Optic's offense always in the base of Complexity, eventually this could turn into 2 or more, because that's a 3 down for Complexity, and Mental is stuck on the P side, and he will not find an angle here. Legend will get the arm. This will be 2-0. Complexity coming off a spawn, and mind you, even the spawners aren't safe. Now watch out.
Oops. Oh man, I want to talk about something that you say often, Tony, that I kind of see here. It's the bend but don't break strategy that Complexity is utilizing, but they're breaking, right? The aggression out of Optic Gaming to consistently put that bomb in their base. Complexity just have no room to move, and even when they get 3 down for Optic, they still have to work up the map, and they're just not able to do so.
You see Huss momentarily give up his height advantage, but with the slays come an opportunity to move this bomb. That's a clear round of slays going in favor of Complexity. There is a one-shot Formal that wins a piv and survives.
Push Formal as fast as possible. Those spawns come up, and thankfully for Complexity, the spawns do not happen in the base. Instead, they happen on the fridge side. But Complexity needs to get more slays here. They kill Formal, but look how good Optic are at trading out. And unfortunately, it's just 3 dead for Complexity once again.
Just one more cap needed here for Optic Gaming. Mind you, just over 5 minutes on the clock of neutral time for Complexity to play with, but it's hard for them to get an arm when Optic are always on the offense, always pushing and forcing them back, and now bound on a flank. He is spotted, does a decent amount of damage, but Complexity are able to clear him, along with 3 members of Optic. Legend won't go down easy, but Mental doesn't care. So you know what? You can stay in my base. I'm gonna bring the bomb to yours.
He's got a couple players from Optic to deal with, though. You see all 3 spawns happen inside the base. Mental's not aware of the flank on the bottom side, and because of that, he'll go down really quickly. It's 2 down for Complexity once again. Every time they try to get aggressive, Optic shut it down.
Yep, everything's been answered by Complexity. Legend and Optic Gaming have been absolutely fantastic as far as continuing to pressure Complexity. The only moments I remember Complexity getting like clear and good round of slays were on their side of the map.
Yeah, that's what it's been. And once again, it's 4 down for Complexity and a camo for Formal, which makes things even more difficult. There's only 4 minutes left. This bomb is very difficult to get a score with, and you know, 4 minutes, I don't know if that's enough time with how the slays have been going.
Yeah, it feels like theoretically 4 minutes is enough time for anything to happen here, but I mean, it's hard to cap bombs when you're always on the respawn screen, and that's what it feels like. They've been creating a home at Complexity, and with that, there's no shot they're going to be able to take down Legend is arming that bomb. It's just too little too late. Optic Gaming going up 2-1 in the series.
What's good?
That's a decisive win out of Optic Gaming, and again, a new map, a new game type to have been worked on for both squads, but Optic definitely, their slays favored them there. They were able to get
pretty good.
Pretty quickly, 2 consecutive, and then one a little bit later.
Trying to see some of these strats that they're doing.
Goldilocks took out the Ram 2500 Rebel.
Again, 20 and 11. Formal, 25 and 11. I mean, this is what I was
20 and 11 for Renegade, 25 and 11. I know Bound died a lot, but he also had a lot of assists.
Like we know they can. I think they'll win this week.
Yeah, and this might be like maybe a faded take for me, but I'm gonna put it out there.
Go ahead.
I feel like Neutral Bomb plays so much unlike any objective game mode that it's almost just a Slayer. Just a really
Alright.
game of Slayer. Like, you don't have to be, in my opinion, you don't have to be objective efficient in order to win on Neutral Bomb. You have to be able to just outslay your opponent off of multiple rounds of slays. Like, it is just a really, really long game of Slayer, and over time, if you can't keep up in the kills, you lose.
Yeah,
to me, Neutral Bomb is Slayer.
But Tony, you need someone to grab the bomb. That's why I always ask you to do it. You gotta have that person too.
Are you saying that I can? Yeah, you're right.
What does that even mean?
Here we go. Fortress CTF. I actually don't mind this game type. I think it's really fun. I like it a lot more than bomb. I don't know. I haven't seen bomb yet today, so maybe getting a couple changes. But regardless, really excited to see this map. I think it's really well made. And the overshield's still on the ground. It'll get picked up by Legend.
So far, Optic Gaming have been excellent on their opening breaks on Fortress. We've seen multiple different looks that people have sent to Optic. They've gone for their sniper, they've gone for their opponent's sniper. They've done a few different options, but somehow Optic still end up winning out their snipe and overshield, and usually able to convert it into their opponents. But right now, Sparty just waiting to hit the right shot. It simply won't come. And Renegade has 1 sniper. Optic may just get the second.
Yeah, 3 down for Complexity. That's exactly what happens. This is where things get a bit scary here for Complexity, and you see how Bound is always that forward player. Legend is there with them from a different angle. 2 snipers, the spawns come out, that flag getting run.
Flag sits over toward the mid-map. Legend wants to try to relay, but the aids from Sparty are going to
That was a nice shot.
But nobody accounts for Renegade with the snipe. A beautiful headshot out of him, and Legend, despite being 1 shot, is still confident that his teammates have his back. 1-0 for Optic Gaming.
I like that bottom sniper out as well, just in case people overextended past the tower. He's kind of safe, as you said, as a 1-shot player to take that flag forward. It's, like you said, 1-0, and again, it's immediate tower control and immediate aggression. Tony, that flag went in. 2 Optic players are still in the basic Complexity right now. This is what I'm talking about. Pure aggression out of this squad.
Yeah, you gotta think, normally in order to cap a flag, you have to give up bodies in order to do so. Optic never left the base of Complexity. His overshield is about to come up. Right now, your life is the greatest commodity, whether it's Complexity or Optic. Just being alive to defend or even grab this overshield could be make or break. And Legend refuses to go down. Mental's gonna be mad about that one. Renegade's gonna be the one to grab the overshield. Legend trades out his life. 3 down, go Complexity, and Optic are on the offensive.
That crouch jiggle strafe is so horrible to shoot against sometimes, especially if someone is just just so used to shooting that midsection or that neck or even the head. I think it just makes it very difficult to win those fights. You saw Legend win a big one because of that. But great return here out of Mental. Never mind, that flag is still alive.
Curb slide action coming in for precision. Notice how Sparty did end up getting a double kill. Now moving in for the triple, does some damage. And I think he wanted to clear up over toward that top base, but hey, you know, I gotta do some chin-ups, you know?
They're getting very desperate for this flag. I worry about it because now it's up to Formal. He gets the biggest double of the game so far, and he gets that flag touch as well. They'll kill him, but that flag continues forward. Complexity very antsy on trying to get that flag return, and it's really not paying off until just now. Somehow Huss stays alive.
Two members of Optic did end up going in for that flag and end up getting needed by Sparty. One goes down to one shot, creating an opportunity for Optic to play forward. 3 down though, go Optic, and Complexity gonna get the return, still have that sniper. I was gonna say could turn into much more, but wait, did he get the return?
No.
Oh no.
It's just, it's very slop. I gotta call it how it is, Tony. Very sloppy play out of Complexity.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta get those slays first, but you see it's just staggered pushes over and over and over because that flag is in Optic space, and you feel like you have to. But if you just control spawns, it's a little bit harder said than done. Then you can set yourself up to grab that. But OS coming up right now, and Renegade's got the snipe.
Optic Gaming not only one cap away from taking this game, but also ultimately taking the series. It's them up 2-1, and Renegade with the sniper, with their enemies back against the wall. This is not what Complexity want, because that's a 4 down. An overshield in the hands of a Legend. Curb slides it right through the middle, and
damn, that's a fast flag run, bro.
Damn good. Well, you have to continue to play through the lower bracket. Optic Gaming.
That was good.
3-0.
So impressive by Optic. I'd love to see what they were able to do there.
Absolutely great game there from Optic Gaming as they continue on focused on getting themselves into the grand finals for that revenge match against whoever opposes them up there. Complexity was a tough match for them from the very beginning, but the team did not go down without paving a fight, stealing at least one game from the brick wall. Optic looking, as expected, incredibly strong. Complexity going down to the lower bracket. Highlights from, I feel like when we see these top 4 teams in the last game of the series, we see a complete, Space Station Gaming did it, Optic Gaming did it. It's almost like they just want to close out this series and be done with it.
It seems like that is the case, and you know, really impressed by Optic. This team, we always tout their individual skill, but the reason that they need to have hot weapons coming into these games, like they have to be on fire, all of them have to be shooting well, is just due to the fact that if they are shooting well, that aggression works. Their play style works. And again, that's what makes them a scary team. But you know, last weekend in that grand finals, even though they got that reset, that grand finals reset, they didn't look so hot, so to speak. So excited to see how this story kind of evolves as the tournament goes on.
Absolutely. The winners semifinals will continue tomorrow. Today we move on to the lower.
Oh, the winners semis continues tomorrow. Damn, that's crazy. Okay. So the rest is just the lower side of the bracket.
Tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Then Optic Gaming versus
12 p.m. Eastern. Got it.
Incredible matchup. Moving on to the lower bracket, we have what's left of our teams. Our next game will be either Eclipse. Do we have the teams? We were waiting on the results for our next series. We had Eclipse won. All right, we have Eclipse versus, it was either Ascending Baseline or Dark Inside. A game that is still ongoing. That's where we're heading next, to the lower bracket. As we wait for the results of that series, we have the stats here on the screen. What screams out at you? What stat line do you see that could tell you a story of what happened in this last game?
I mean, honestly, what's crazy to me is that how the damage wasn't that far ahead of Optic in favor of Optic Gaming. Like as far as damage dealt, like I think that's kind of surprising to me. Like you look at Complexity, their numbers are right in it, and then you look at the left-hand side of your screen, you see it's a 3-0 in favor of Optic Gaming. So I guess the question becomes, what are you able to do with that damage? Do you convert it into sniper control? Do you convert it into overshield control? Because once you have a double sniper or one sniper and an overshield, you know, at this level of gameplay, it's almost guaranteed a cap.
Active, do you have anything that you wanted to shout out from this last series?
I'm going to say Complexity are going to do really well in this lower bracket. I'm definitely going to be paying attention to them tomorrow and see how they do. I think, you know, if they come with the same fire they came with today, I think they have a good chance to go really far, and it's necessary based on where the points are currently in that leaderboard. So we'll see how Complexity do, but Optic Gaming looks strong as well. Excited to see them tomorrow.
Excited to see what teams do in the lower bracket. Hey, everybody who's listening, did you know that over 60% of people watching last week were not subbed to our YouTube channel? What?
And I bet 80% of them watch every week.
That's right, guys. There's a subscribe button that you guys can click and subscribe so that you do not miss another LVT stream on the YouTube channel. If you guys are watching on Twitch, yeah, we do multi-streaming. You can watch the stream both on YouTube and on Twitch for whenever you feel like swapping it up. The two streams are available there for you all. So go ahead and click on that subscribe button so that you do not miss anything. If you guys are on the Twitch side and you haven't followed, what the heck are you doing? Go ahead and do it now. Also, we have teas. Yes, I know we have not talked about the fact that we don't have about the fact that we have merch at all. You didn't know this. We haven't mentioned it that much at all. We only have 24 t-shirts remaining in our stock. That's it. And the best part about it is that all of these t-shirts sold will be received before Arlington. So everybody buying them will be able to wear them for Arlington. So go ahead and pick them up. I believe there were 10 mediums and only 8 smalls left. There's 24 tees remaining. So go ahead and do not miss your chance at getting this sweet tee. Our very first merch launch, by the way. So go ahead and do that. Guys, we're going to get ready for our next series. Ascending Baseline versus Dark Inside will be what we're waiting the results on to see what our next series will be. We'll go ahead and take a quick break as we get ready for us moving into the lower brackets today. See you guys after this.
I've been waiting for somebody just like you, saying all the to admit that you're the one thing I'm missing. I don't know what I should do, cause you're ignoring my texting. So could you tell me the truth so I can stop making guesses? Cause now I'm losing my mind. I keep on running till I find a way to ease my mind. So could you tell me the truth so I can stop making guesses? I don't know what I should do, cause you're ignoring my texting. So could you tell me the truth so I can stop making guesses? Got to say, sick and tired of all the games that my head wants to play. Yeah, it hurts sometimes, waking up this way. My mind is slipping away, not looking for an escape. Yeah. But the way that you look at me, I'm so lost that it's all I see. Who knows, I thought my therapy takes me right out of the rain. And when life wants to fuck with me, yeah, there's no place I'd rather be. face is my remedy, makes me forget all the pain. When I can't see straight. When I can't see straight. I can't see straight. I can't see straight. Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's all I got to say. Yeah, I feel like I'm suffocating. Never know what to say. The memories have gotta go. I'm not over it and get close. Like I'm about to break. Never know what to say. But the way that you look at me, I'm so lost that it's all I see. And those eyes are my therapy. Takes me right out of the rain. Takes me right out of the rain. Life wants to fuck with me. There's no place I'd rather be. Cause your face is my remedy. Makes me forget all the pain. When I can't see straight. When I can't see straight. I can't see straight. I can't see straight. Ooh, I don't know, but it's something on the fire. It's something that I do. Ooh, I don't know, but it's something on the fire. It's something that I do. And I can't see straight.
Double kill.
When I can't see straight.
Double kill. Double kill. Double kill.
Keep me closer. Don't need closure.
back to the HCS Open Series number 3. We find ourselves in the lower bracket, round number 7. Whoever wins this gets to play tomorrow. Eclipse versus Ascending Baseline. Now we have Ascending Baseline, a team who's currently in the danger zone in that top 12 and is fighting to be able to be either a contender for travel coverage or potentially be in that pool play. Standing in their way is Eclipse, a team that is on the outside trying to get in, guys. This next series means everything to these guys. Tomorrow, today, we'll find out if they play on Sunday, guys. Take it away.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's Eclipse versus Ascending Baseline. This Ascending Baseline roster is one that I'm definitely looking to in this series to make something happen. I love the twins and Uzi and Zuzi. I think there is that twin energy that I've talked about so many times, and I think it might come to play here. Eclipse 3, make that 4 down already.
There's a lot of hype between some of these players in this lobby, right? When you think about some up-and-comers, Crew comes to mind. I'm very excited to see how he's playing, and then always, whenever we see this Ascending Baseline roster, it's always important to think about how long these guys have been playing with each other, years in, and so far that chemistry is working well. Not only do they find that collapse, they get them 4 down, but they're pulling the flag as those spawns come up. There's just no chance for these players on Eclipse to even challenge the flag carrier. Hayda's gonna put the first one home.
Yeah, and you're talking about players that have been together for years. Hayda is the newest member of this roster, and he's fitting in like a glove. I think his play.
Here at our museum, we grab culture by the foot and bring it right to you. You can't spell museum without you and me.
Are almost surprised at how little presence they're finding back here, but Ascending Baseline, they had plans of their own. Not only do they have the mid-map control, they're pulling a flag on the other side. So Karibu and Tony gonna have a lot of work ahead of them to help not only facilitate this flag run, but to get a flag return.
Yeah, just a beautiful job overall, and that's gonna be Hayda, who's attempting the jump, but he's going to end up missing it. Eclipse have a open route, kind of an open route towards that flag cap, but it's not gonna happen just yet. There is a chance for Ascending Baseline to get that return, but there isn't. It's gonna be spawns on the back of base. That flag's gonna go in. We're tied at 1.
I think Ascending Baseline just got a little too caught up in the moment, tried to desperate their way forward when it wasn't necessary in that moment. They could have played their lives a little bit better there and potentially still had a chance for that return. Instead, they played risky, they went down, and now Ascending Baseline might have a double dose of what's to come. Remember, it was so fast to get that first flag capture off those kills, they might just be doing it again.
They were trying to overextend to get out of their base. They were not feeling comfortable to play defense on their side, so 2 of them go down because of that. That flag will try to continue to run, but on for a little bit antsy to try to get that touch, and because of that, he goes down. But Super CC will relay this flag through the bottom of P, and Suzi's gonna have some information on 1 with that threat sensor. But again, it's kills that are going on the side of Eclipse, and that's going to allow Zuzi in the base of Eclipse at this point in time. Can he stop this flag? Can he put pressure on this flag is the question.
They get the return. Zuzi just had a mission, and that all started with him getting the kill on the flag touch way earlier. It slowed them down enough to allow them to overextend through the car lane. They found the split player on the opposite end, and because of it, they understood they had freedom on the car side. They overextend, they get their kills, and eventually get a much needed return. But they haven't been able to mount an attack in these last few moments, and that's been the big difference. I mean, look at Eclipse. They are just battering down the doors, keeping Ascending Baseline in their back base. If we're going to see something change in these next few rounds, what we'll need to see is more mid-map presence, more slays, and this camouflage to go their direction.
You're talking about mid-map presence. They already have that camo up in 10 seconds, and they're looking to solidify that. It's 3 down, so that might be pretty easy. If they're able to withstand the pressure for another 3 seconds, the spawns come out on the base. Splits might come out on that fridge side. But again, it's Ascending Baseline with some big pressure. That split spawn actually happens on the util side. That's a bit of a misposition.
And you can see how that misposition is going to cost Eclipse is able to instantly get this return. And look at Tony. He's creeping into that back. He does get taken down, but that's just how quick these guys are trying to counter into attacks whenever possible.
One step the wrong way and you allow a spawn to happen like that, the entire potential of that flag run is chalked, and that's what we saw right there. Still tied at 1, plenty of time on the clock, and it's top center control once again for Ascending Baseline. It seems like they're the ones in the driver's seat right now, battering the walls, and look at how slow Eclipse are playing because of it. Sitting in the back of their base, they've got 2 players tucked back there. They've got a player on P as well that's stopping the P door push. This is 3 down for Eclipse, but that flag's going to continue to run. This might be a flag cap here for Ascending Baseline.
That's going to take some desperate play in order to stop this. Tony will try his best, but just the situation that they were put in as that flag was being pulled was brutal. Not only were they 3 down, but the 4th player was in the middle of a gunfight that he eventually lost. So they go 4 down as the flag is being pulled. The first 3 spawn, but don't have any support right away. They push up, and they won't ever have that 4th player until 10 seconds later. It's a tough spot to be put in, and you can see how fast that flag capture was because of it.
Susie continuing on, gets a kill with a nice little solid perfect, and gets a shot into another player. Now Super CC is going to trade out with 1 as well. That's going to force Kruvu back to his side, but he still will have that presence on top center just to make sure that Ascending Baseline aren't able to get this camo that's coming up in 3 seconds.
We're able to creep into that P side, but maybe a little bit more than he had bargained for. Trying his best to stay alive, but I think they're hunting him. Dark Matter will be able to find that kill, and that's 3 down. Super CC being last alive onto the P side. Ascending Baseline are looking to do look, this is deja vu. They're taking the fight on the 4th as they pull the flag. The spawners will come up. Eclipse winning that first gunfight. They'll at least have a chance at this stop, but this is still dangerous positions, and ooh, crucial kills at the right time.
Yeah, that's clinical. I'm really interested in that flag route right there. I feel like maybe Cart 2 would have been a little bit safer, but that nade was perfect to stop that.
I think
flag
they're
run.
trusting their team to get kills, right? He was very much betting on his teammates just getting those kills and being fast with that flag run, but I think you're onto something, Tim, where that's not a necessary risk. Like a Car 2 run would have accomplished the same thing.
Envor goes towards top P, and it'll be 3 down once again for Eclipse. He's gonna instead play the aggressive angle. He's gonna go towards the base of Ascending Baseline. But a question to me is are they aware of him in this base? Right now, not really providing a lot of value, but his teammates are getting kills. At least trades there you see in the feed. And it will be Tony 2 turn that attempts to get this flag return, and he will.
It's been surprising that they're able to get that return with how out of the fight Envor was. He was playing for that overextend, find a player with the back turn towards them, get the easy kill. So it was essentially a 3v4 for everyone else on the map, and they're still able to get that return.
Envor once again, a bit of a scrappy pull here with 2 of his teammates down, but it'll at least pull the attention of Hadev, who's going to take this 1v1, and oh my goodness, a massive win by Envor. Stays alive as well. Zuzi out in the middle of no man's land on the top center of the map. Not going to be able to clean up Envor, and Envor will get a spawn for his teammate. I believe that was his teammate on the Car 2 side. Not sure if that was a spawn or not, but regardless, that help will come through. And Envor will fall. So it was 3 down momentarily for Eclipse.
I think we're seeing maybe a little bit too much of the overextend from Eclipse. A couple times now we've seen Envor just much further up on the map than the rest of his team, and it hasn't facilitated in much. Even then, that return that they got, Envor wasn't a part of that gunfight. He pulls that flag, but he's never quite able to join back with his team. Whereas Ascending Baseline, we're never really seeing them separate off each other too much. They always have each other's help. They're being a little bit quicker with their flag runs, and I think it's making them just a little bit more effective in this game.
Envor's got to be frustrated right now, as the effectiveness of his life is minimized due to the fact that he was naded and he's about to get his shields back. But it might be a counter cap here. You can see the pressure on the util side. Spawns come out onto P, and Dark Matter trying to overextend, but he's going to get taken out pretty quickly. This flag will go P1 side, and with 2 dead, I don't think anyone's in position. It's just a fight for map control as this flag goes in. It's 3-2.
Ascending Baseline recognized that just about as early as they could, that yeah, we're not really going to get a chance at stopping this. Let's just play for that mid-map. and do our best. So far, that fight's been 50-50. We've been seeing trade outs left and right. Envoy will control the P side, but Uzi and the team will control car.
Envoy, you talked about him overextending on the map just a bit too much. This time he comes back towards his team, and he's going to have someone to fight here. It's going to be Uzi. Beautiful couple of shots will take him out. It's a 2v2 situation. Hativ's the player to look for. Envoy gets his shields, trades with him as well. 2-on-2 on the map again.
Dark Matter has a chance to maybe sneak in. But if you do make these deep plays to get behind the opposing team, you must be decisive with them. It's not just enough to be behind enemy lines. You must be doing something with your life while you're back here.
Well, they're doing something. It's Dark Matter and his teammate pushing on through, and they'll get that first kill. Is that enough for them to feel confident in this flagpole? It's Super CC that goes directly into... The jiggle is so nasty. My goodness.
Super CC's movement bailed him out of a pretty tough spot there. He got caught throwing a grenade and should have 100% died there, but sometimes it's just enough to make the opponent miss is all that's necessary. That strafe certainly did that. That's a tough one to hit.
It just messes with your head. It just makes it so tough. But this flag looks like it's about to go in here. It's Eclipse once again. They are 2 down. Make that 3 dead.
No.
There's no opportunity. Kruva's going to try to push in. He's got to get this kill and another one. That's not happening. They'll get the return. They'll get the flagpole. This looks like a counter cap waiting to happen.
And once again, maybe it's just a little bit too desperate on trying to get that flag forward. They had everyone where they needed them to be, but they didn't necessarily get there in the right timings. Because of that, they need to work for a couple more kills before they can run that flag. And you see what the devastating effects were. They went down, and I wish I did damage. I'm just telling you, I wish it did. Doesn't do damage.
Dark Matter will fall. 2 down for each squad once again. We're going to see a lot more trades than what we see in that upper bracket with those top teams. These guys are a lot more scrappy. There's a lot more trades that happen throughout the game. But it's good. It's good to get those trades to your teammates always. Maybe your teammate's a bit out of position. You go in, make sure to trade out that kill. That way, you're not ending up in a scenario where you're down in numbers for the entirety of the time. It looks like 2 down for ascending baseline right now. And Uzi's going to try to sneak on through. He's going to deal with Envoy here. But he's on that... I'm sorry, no, he's on the opposite car side. So he's in their utility. If he can live, he will be a thorn in their side right now. And he's able to get the kill. Great job by Uzi. Uzi comes in to save him as well. It's 3 down Eclipse.
Enemy flag return.
Oh, they got the return right away, too. There's just nothing they could do. 3-2, ascending baseline are able to basically withstand a lot of great pressure from Eclipse throughout that game.
Yeah.
We saw plenty of opportunities for Eclipse to pull flags. They just weren't quite effective at working them back home, though.
Yeah, it's you got to have those slays that help pull that flag through as well. And I think, honestly, Ascending Baseline did a better job at making sure to get that mid-map control. I think that was a big factor in that game for me. Getting that mid-map control, a couple of overextensions by a couple players on Eclipse that really didn't work out in their favor. But there are times where those overextensions work out. There are times where you can play in someone's base, like you see out of a previous APG, for instance, where he plays in the back of their base. It's there, waits for a couple kills, and then he's in the opportunity to pull that flag immediately. So there are times where it works out, but you have to understand when that will work and when it doesn't. Tools, we get to go to your favorite and my favorite map in the game. It's going to be Origin Slayer coming up next.
I'm curious what people are thinking about this. Hey, chat. Scale 1 to 5. 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. What are you going, 1 through 10?
Yes, you have to do a 1 through 10.
Okay, 1 through 10. I'm sorry, chat. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Where do you put Origin? How have you been enjoying it as you've been playing it?
I honestly, I wouldn't say it's like the best map in Infinite just yet, but I would say it's up there in my top 3 personally. These are the kind of maps you need, and I think that the Midship remake would have been the same. I think that would have been a great map as well if they were able to figure out the issues with it. I think that would have been another phenomenal map. But Origin will do for now. I just hope we get a Midship remake as well in the future, maybe with different textures or whatever needs to happen. But I mean, we're looking for ball maps. That Midship map plays real well with ball from what I remember. I don't know if it will in Infinite, but it did in Halo 2.
Origin, Slayer, a lot of easy spawn traps on this map. though it is a very expanded map. What you can expect to see is a lot of split spawning. It's whether the teams are aware of it that'll make a big difference on this map, right? If you can split spawn and then collapse on the first bit of damage, it's really effective. But if you split spawn and decide to stand still and play the middle map, that's when you can find some problems. I think teams that are aggressive are able to fulfill those collapses and bases will find a little bit more success.
Is this a triple push towards Rocket side? I don't know if I saw that correctly. It looks like I was incorrect. There was a player sitting on the elbow side. Just a double push on Rocket side. Very interesting. I usually, what do you usually do for a split here? I know it's like, obviously it's all about adapting to the situation, but I thought it was a 3-1 split.
Oh, I think 2-2's not bad.
Okay.
For sure. It's just, so on flag, I would say 2-2 is like kind of standard. For the most part, you can do 3-1s. I just say that I wouldn't necessarily be like Rocket side or Snipe side is a priority at the start. I think either can work. The big thing is winning your lane, right? So if you're gonna send 3 players into 1 lane, it's almost mission critical that you do win that. Because if you don't, oh boy, are you gonna get punished. So that's why you kind of see a lot of those 2-2 splits. Because 2-2, usually you can win at least 1 lane, right? You can win the lane if the other team 3-1 splits. You can win the 2-2 split lane.
Well, it's 8-5 now. Eclipse in the lead so far. The map is flipped, of course. You can see Eclipse is on that red side now. And they'll be fighting for control of that Snipe side. You see Hadev in that window. There used to be, if I remember correctly, in Hill Valley, there used to be a DMR on that window that you could shoot across. I always used to grab that and just do damage to the spawning players in the back of base. But Hadev ends up going down. Uzi ends up going down. Hadev's actually still alive. My bad. I thought we switched off him. But Envor fighting for that bottom center side. And it's tied up at 10. This is... It's definitely a different pace, right? It's just with these squads, it's like a back and forth, scrappy. I just feel a lot of passion. Everyone's getting those trades, and that's what we're seeing here. Eclipse go 2 dead.
And already, you're starting to see those splits come out. Look at how far one player from ascending baseline is. It's Zuzi that's just hanging out at the elbow. He is waiting desperately, and Hayden, the 3rd time, no, he decides that we're not going a 3rd time. I'm just gonna try to get back towards my teammate, and that will right decision. He'll be able to clean that up. That's a temporary 4 down for Eclipse. But if they can find that pressure and prevent them from expanding out of their base, they should have a pretty big advantage onto this rocket play coming up in 5 seconds.
Well, that space will be taken because Hayden got his shields back. Great patience. Loses them again, though. Got a couple of nades to work with. Rockets, like you said, coming up towards the top of Rockets and Hadev.
Oh no, you're making Hadev, you're in such a good spot at silver. You want to have pressure onto that elbow so you can sort of free up your rocket player to grab it and get away.
Nades.
And he does just that. I love that, right? Pressure into that elbow. Now your rocket player has so much freedom to get up and be where they need to be. That's 3 players that go down at the cost of just 1. And now you still have 1 rocket to either flank into the spawners or to help secure the sniper. And hey, Zuzi, if you're confident with it, let it rip. You know, I don't mind.
I wish I could rocket like that. That was, jeez, that was a long-range rocket and a 10-kill lead here for ascending baseline. They already lead the series 1-0, and they're looking for Super CC, who's in the back of base. They're gonna find him. He's still alive, though, and his teammate comes in. It's on board with the double. Super CC stays alive, and it's 3 down ascending baseline.
That's great plays by Super CC not to get too caught up on trying to get the kill, but rather stay alive. Let the team come back towards you. They're able to clean up all of those kills without giving up a death, and that's critical, right? This game was quickly getting out of hand. Finding those kills is going to be a big deal.
Ooh, you know what he's looking for.
Just barely got that head angle.
You know what he's looking for there too, Tony. Like he was looking for that little angle on the side of the top rockets. I saw what he was trying to do, but unfortunately not gonna get that timing.
This might be a hot take, but don't take your sniper up the top rockets. It's not usually exposed. It feels nice because you're at the highest point of the map, right? But oftentimes it's just a little bit too exposed. I honestly feel as if in Halo 5 there's a little bit more to work with to dodge up at top rockets. In Halo Infinite, it feels like you have a pretty big advantage from the catwalk side fighting into rockets.
Break free with the new Opera GX, the browser that puts you in control with a brand new design that frees up even more pixels for personalization and an inventory of features to up your game at every level. Like GX Control to help rein in your resources with integrated limiters for RAM, CPU, and network. A sidebar for direct access to your favorite side quests, streams, and posts. And built-in privacy tools like ad and tracker blockers and free no-log VPN. Check into GX Corner for the latest news, deals, and free games. But what really makes our hit different is mods, giving you the power to change everything from animated wallpapers to themes, sounds, music, and shaders, so you can change everything. Get Opera GX.
Positive I read that. It could have been a dream or something. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, that is one spawn. It's crazy. Uzi's crazy. 3 down, the double for him, and immediately look at him go forward. 38 to 25. Ascending baseline are running away with this.
Tony was hiding at top rockets, and oh boy, did Zuzi not check his corner. That looked tough from Uzi's POV. He said, oh, my brother's just getting back smacked at top rockets.
Oh, this is a brawl here on the bottom of Snipe. It was 2 down. Make that, yep, still 2 down for each side now. Super CC finds a double of his own. Not able to get the triple onto Zuzi. He thought Zuzi was going to go for that snipe, but great play. Zuzi stays alive, gets his shields back. He's going to get overwhelmed here very shortly, or not. Dark Matter comes through, saves him. The teamwork out of this ascending baseline roster, it really shows they've been together for a long time.
The big thing is they're just not leaving. They're not leaving kills behind. We've only seen it a couple times, and when they have, that's when Eclipses have their opportunities. But if they find a player weak, most of the time they're cleaning it up.
5 more kills here for ascending baseline, and a couple shots go in. Zuzi stays alive once again. I gotta love those cleanups though. It's actually beautiful to see the ability for both. I mean, we've seen it on both sides, but both teams playing their lives so well. But it's obviously ascending baseline that have come out on top of so many of these trades. 49 to 36 now. The snipe in the hands of Dark Matter. He wants to end it with a headshot. Can he do it? Is the question. That's a beautiful flick. Dark Matter ends the game, and ascending baseline go up 2-0.
I don't think Tony saw the light. I think he just died before his HUD was even up, unfortunately for him. That elbow spawn very prevalent, especially in the Slayers. There's lots of opportunities for you to get that nasty angle onto them. It's something that Frosty did so well back in the day, and it's something that you should expect to see a lot of into the future on that map. I think ascending baseline was just very quick on their collapses. They didn't let players get away, and it made all the difference. Look at the deaths, right? It wasn't just like one player dying a lot. It was the entire team just not being able to get out.
Live together, die together. It's good that those deaths are kind of even there, because you know they're doing their best.
No one points a finger at the end, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's just nice. You always, if you ever see a team like performing, or sorry, a singular player performing really well, and the rest of his team is just completely, everyone's negative, there's a problem.
Like, let me ask you a question on the real. In a competitive match, it can be matchmaking or whatever. Yeah. What's the most deaths you've ever had in a Slayer?
Oh no, dude, I can't. I don't.
Have you ever hit 20 plus?
In Halo 3, one time T-Squared said if I don't perform well, he's gonna kick me from the lobby because the lobby was full of pros. And I think I had like 21 deaths in a Slayer, and he's like, "You gotta go." And I think legit replaced me.
You gotta go is wild.
Yeah, he was a character back then. Yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah, but I mean, you dropped 21 deaths. I mean,
yeah, I get it. Yeah, those guys were good.
And he's Tom Taylor.
Yeah.
But that's a good story. I like that. I think I dropped 23 deaths one game, but we did win the game. So, does that make up for it? I don't know.
Guess.
Definitely wasn't with me helping. That's for sure.
Yeah, those pro lobbies were nuts back then in Halo 3. Those kids were sweaty. But here we go. I was only going to free-for-all. Oddball Streets. 3 games in the series is what I think the distance will go. it's a bold prediction, right? It's 0-2. Ascending Baseline just look really good. And, you know, this Eclipse roster, phenomenal. I remember them making pool play, and I was so excited for them, and I think they're still really good. There's been some changes, obviously. Kruvu is a talent that I think belongs on this roster. I can't wait to see what he does on LAN, and excited to see how this roster goes. But right now, Ascending Baseline are on fire, and their teamwork is unmatched in this series.
That's a really interesting story, right? Where Eclipse, all these players have made it into pool play, except for maybe Kruvu.
Yeah.
I don't think Kruvu has. But like when we look at the current standings and what's happening week in and week out during this season, Ascending Baseline, the team where none of those players, I believe, except for Dark Matter, have made it to pool play. They have the opposite issue where it's like, okay, we need to like figure out what it means to get to pool play. But we are in the position in which we should make pool play. Right now, they're the bubble team that's outside looking in. They will get travel coverage. If the HCS pool play qualifier happened today, and we just set the points off right now, Ascending Baseline would have travel coverage for the open bracket. And they're just, I think, 300 points away from securing pool play.
Well, looks like they're potentially going to do that. One of these teams, only one of these teams that you see on your screen right now, will make it to Championship Sunday. So a lot on the line here, but Ascending Baseline, they just seem to be running away with this. They're playing really well. I mean, and you said it, right? They've been together for a long time. Uzi, Zuzi, and Dark Matter have been together for years. Hadev being the newest member, and like I said earlier, he fits like a glove. I think Hadev's like a massive fit to this team, and I forgot the man he replaced. I'm so sorry, but he ended up replacing someone who had work obligations and couldn't do competitive Halo anymore. So I believe that's the story. If I'm mistaken, I apologize. Someone correct me. But yeah, I mean, Hadev's the perfect fit. I think he plays the same role that player played, and this team, it looks like it took a step up with Hadeve.
Yeah, it's oh my God. Wow. Super CC! Like, the man has a family! Not only did he taunt him, just jiggled up and down, said, hey, try to hit me, whack-a-moled him, but then he said first class delivery with the repulse. He's still alive! Super CC's just tormenting them!
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's not enough though. I mean, look, 66-7, still no points are added because of it. I wanted to give a shout out.
Oh wow. Hated got a bad call out there.
Do it.
Oh, he got it.
The over on a Kruvu, the man that I think is going to have an amateur breakout season at least. I think he was a great pickup for this roster. I think he's just a solid player, and his grind mentality, he's always in matchmaking. He's always playing matchmaking. I love to see the grind pay off, but I want to give a shout out, I'm sorry, to Ty's Reverb, who I was talking about. Great dude, very nice guy, and yeah, he's the one that Hadev ended up replacing, and I think Hadev's a good fit for this roster.
Yeah, we still see Ty in the FFA. He's always a great FFA player, but so far Ascending Baseline, just picking up right where they left off, even despite the overkill, right, from Kruvu. Still just dominating this game, up 70 points and counting. They really haven't felt the pressure.
I'm going to be honest, is that the first overkill we've seen on broadcast today, Tools? I think it is, and I'm excited for it. I hope we see more tomorrow and maybe today, if possible.
No, I mean, like, it's really a shame. It's like it's a shame that we have to commentate, Tim, because if we teamed together, we'd be put us on stream.
We'd be getting overkills?
Yeah, but, you know, we got to lend our voices to the broadcast.
Yeah, you can only give one way at a time, you know what I mean? So here we are, but Dark Matter sitting in, dude, I'm gonna be honest, in every Halo, and prove, you know, please point me out if I'm wrong here. In every Halo that we've witnessed, Halo Infinite is the first one that people take advantage of sitting in corners to get a kill. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Ratting in a corner to get that first kill is huge. It works out so well, but I don't remember seeing that in any Halo ever.
I mean, I feel like I watched a lot of Halo 2. You guys just sat in corners.
Okay, dude. Oh my goodness gracious.
I mean, I can only take so many blockouts before I lose it on someone. But I see what you're saying. I think it's because the game's gotten so aggressive. Yeah. That like these neutral plays where you just sit and wait for them to push into you work a lot of times because they're just not expecting it anymore. Whereas back in the day, it was very setup based. You just hold your corner, and like if someone pushes, they're gonna die. So then no one pushes. A good old Halo 2. Halo 2 actually, it was so fun to watch the Halo 2 event that happened in Vegas.
That was amazing.
Because
it was a dream come true.
I was like watching it compared to like what I was seeing on old tapes, and I was like, man, these guys play so different than they used to play back in the day.
Yeah, it's a very different game, but yeah, everything evolves. It's that, of course, that Michael Jordan conversation or LeBron. You know, I'm sure people have the same conversations about pros then, pros now. But I loved Halo 2. It's a great game. This is also a great game. This series is rough though. Like I think Eclipse, I don't. Oh my God. They go 4 dead here again. I don't think they're playing to their fullest potential. I think they're capable of much more. Ascending Baseline are just taking advantage of it. Not to say Ascending Baseline are a bad team. They're not. But I think this would be a way more competitive series than what it is. Here it is.
Yeah,
the jiggle.
That's so filthy. Fortunately, not enough for them to win the round. And I think we're seeing the duality of how people play Halo, right? Eclipse is playing very individually right now. They're winning a lot of those individual gunfights. We're seeing crazy plays from them. Whereas Ascending Baseline, it's been just teamwork like the entire way through. At least it feels that way at this moment. And I think you're seeing the efficiency rates of that play.
Right. Yeah, Hunter makes a good point. I remember, like, in Halo 2, we'd sit around corners and get ready to BXR someone that came across our screen. Like, I understand that. I'm mostly saying, like, sitting in a corner and just hiding and waiting for someone to go. I don't know. I guess it's the same.
Well, in Halo 5, I would sit with an SMG in the corner and wait for my blip to,
On the radar.
ping on the radar.
Oh, I remember radar.
Storm rifle, SMG in hand, bro.
We've been through a lot.
I don't know about the year 1.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, when I talk about Halo 5 in the way that I do, that's all 2018 and above, boys. That's all I gotta say. But as you see already, a lot of chaos in this early game, but Ascending Baseline were able to get away with this camouflage. And with the repulse in hand, this feels like a tough task for Eclipse to sort of find the breakthrough, but look how slow and methodical they're playing. They're going to try to hammer this lane all together.
Zuzi slow playing here. I love that. Listens to the communication.
Here in our museum, we grab culture by the foot and bring it right to you. You can't spell museum without you and me.
This camo's up, and oh, what an angle. Ooh. From up high, Krubu able to get max damage in, and I love that his teammate didn't go for camo there. Said, hey, no, that's yours, Krubu, you're full shields. I'll get you a little bit of space to get out, and Eclipse have a great chance for some time here. Krubu, let's be a bit patient. Dude, that plant's
I did the plant, dude. Dude.
That just gave him away. Oh, man. Such a good play. And fortunately, a little fern is what takes him out.
I love it. I love it. It's so good. Just like this little crate right here. You got to break that every time you get into B because it's always in the way. You got to beat it down.
Nothing's worse than, what was that map? Bazaar? All the tables and the fruit baskets going everywhere, bro.
Yep. So good.
In the pre-patch, before they fix shock grenades, you throw a shock grenade, it duplicates like 800 million times because it's hitting the different objects.
Oh, man. 26-16. Ascending Baseline still with that first round lead, of course, and a 2-0 lead in the series. For those of you guys that are just joining us, one of these teams will not make it to tomorrow, guys. And if you're looking at these players, you know, some of you that don't know ball would say, who are these guys? Where are the pros? Where's Optic? When does Optic play? But these guys are great. I mean, everyone on both these rosters has been in the Halo game for a while and honestly has proven themselves as a top amateur player and have a lot of skill. And, you know, you always see him, again, always see him in matchmaking, always see him grinding, putting in the work. And now it's being put to the test, but Ascending Baseline, that chemistry really shining through today.
Eclipse is starting to give them a little bit of trouble. Super CC, man. I think we got a job for you lined up at the Postal Service, man. Oh my God, he just sent another one. Dude, he sees any type of mail coming his way. He says, back to sender. God, I swear, sometimes you just want to send something to someone and it just never gets there, man.
never gets there, or they just don't read it. Tools. I don't know, I hate to break it to you, but they might have just not read it.
Is that an option? Can you like purposely return the sender?
I think you can. Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, you are breaking my. That's why she never got back to me.
Oh no, dude. Oh no. On board on your screen, he's trying to find a lane towards B, but look at Dark Matter sitting on the arcade. It's a little bit of a setup onto B. And I'm looking to see if there's like an off-lane player that's going to play through on the purple side, but it looks like as of right now, everyone on this B side just kind of holding down. Oh, like two players go down bottom C. They're going to flank towards B side, it looks like. So Zuzi and Hadev have to do something here, but Hadev goes down. Zuzi somehow finds a kill, and that's all he's going to find right now. That'll be Eclipse with the ball in their hand now.
Yeah, sometimes Halo is like a Michael Jackson record. Sometimes it just plays better on the B side. It's just like, man, it's so smooth back there. The way that these guys played it. Clean rotations through, super CC. Once they get that ball, that thing just creeped a little bit away too far from him. And they'll eventually establish themselves well inside this A. And so far, I mean, this has been a completely different Eclipse team. But we have been seeing a lot more action throughout the night. It's a lot more scrappier. The ascending baseline is still being able to find their moments, but I think this is a much better Eclipse in this round.
I really like that by Hadev right there, right? You know, finding the timing, making sure to get that into C. The only problem is he's got to rotate it out. It rotates itself out as it rolls down the stairs, but I think it's going to be Eclipse getting it back and bringing it back towards C as all of ascending baseline on the other side of the map, spawning up on the A side, and this will be a chance for Eclipse to bring this round back at least. They've got another one to win in round 3 if they end up pulling this one out, but Tony two-turn with that shot. It is difficult. The Snakebite was talking about that earlier, I think it was yesterday, talking about how difficult it is to hit that shot with the Stalker. The last shot is so just tough to hit when there are no shields.
Yeah, man, it's the Stalker. That's definitely the weapon that takes the most precision, and it is the weapon that when you hit the 3-shot, when you're not supposed to hit the 3-shot, boy oh boy, do you get a little dopamine from it.
Oh, it's so tough.
It is I think that's the gun that has the highest reward when you're hitting good, but man, it can feel bad when you're trying to hit the 1-shot.
There was a different crosshair on it, I'd be so much better with it, but obviously that crosshair is there for a reason.
See, I don't get that, because like the crosshair, why would you be better with it?
The crosshair is just weird to me. If it had like a sniper crosshair, it'd be so much easier for me.
It's pinpoint. I don't know. It's a dot.
Yeah, I know, but you can't. I need to see. I don't know.
You just want bigger magnetism, is what you want.
No, I know.
You want it to be easier.
Man.
Tim wants Halo to be easy. He wants it to be for babies.
I like to see through my crosshair, and the crosshair completely blocks the entire head. It's just weird. I don't know. I can't.
30 seconds, neutral time, ball for ascending baseline. They're just 10 seconds away from tying this up. This is going to come down to a final push and who wins it. And so far, Eclipse is trying to pressure on both ends, but with Hadev getting that first pick, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, Hadev gets traded out right there from Tony two-turn, though. It's going to be more time here for sending baseline. Unfortunately, Zuzi's in a position right now where he doesn't have an option to play time and put that ball down, so he's just going to kind of sit and wait and play that ball at the last very second. They'll get a good stretch of time here, but they are 2 down and an opportunity for Kruvu and Eclipse to try and get some time for themselves with 20 seconds left.
The big thing is you buy yourself an extra 10 seconds to at least get a push going here. So it's not done yet, but this is certainly going to be tough for ascending baseline, especially if they lose the camouflage, but they're not losing anything. They just won 2 great gunfights, and the lead has officially changed hands. I would have maybe kept that up high. They throw it out, and this is going to be ascending baseline that runs through the middle of the map. They're trying to find their kills. 2 seconds that separate, but on board, and the rest of Eclipse have their bandits ready on the ball.
That was a really good play right there. It puts the ball directly in the bottom center. They let him get it. Oh my gosh, Zuzi finds a way to get the ball. 3, 2, 1, and that is it. Ascending baseline, 3-0. We'll move on to tomorrow.
Ascending baseline lives to fight another day. Everybody, they play Cloud9 tomorrow. What does it mean for Ascending baseline to make it to Sunday?
Go ahead,
Tim. I think this is the new ascending baseline. This is the standard for them now. Like they expect to make Sunday. I mean, they've done it every tournament from this point forward, right? I think they've finally established themselves as a Sunday team.
Yes, I agree. I think that this is setting baseline roster. The chemistry is coming to play. You're seeing what happens when you stick with a roster. And listen, that's a little bit of a hot take, right? But we have so many roster changes that I feel like a lot of teams don't give the team a shot. And this is one of those situations where this team has been together for a long time. Yes, they've hit their walls. Yes, they're going to hit their walls. Even tomorrow, they're going to hit points where they struggle a bit. But I think the chemistry is really being showcased. And love to see what they're capable of. I love to see the growth out of this roster. And the Twins, every time I watch them, get better and better. Look at this, guys. Like, it's just so sick. It's just like peaking and then wait, no, great job.
This is the play. Like, how bad of a call out is this man getting? You know what I'm saying? Like this is great overkill. Don't get me wrong, crew. Like, hey, great jobs. But what was that man hearing to go into the room and just look the complete opposite way? That had to be some Mickey Mouse call out that was coming out there.
I love it, guys. We're going to be moving on to Triggers Down versus Anthem. That's our next series here today. Now, let's talk about Triggers Down. We got Lethal, Ezo, Descendant, and Collect. And this is a squad that has been, it's like a team of free agents, right? And they're just playing to get picked up. Tools, you've called them a promising squad, but they also haven't been as consistent in the last 2 weeks. The first week they got top 6. Last week they got top 12. Where do we see them standing this week?
I think that's going to be up to them. Like, they have the talent for top 6, right? For them, it's just about building that consistency, and if they can figure that out, I think this is going to be a very strong team. I won't be surprised if they're not consistent, though, right? Because we're talking about two players that are very I want to say risk averse, but it's the opposite of that. What's the opposite of averse? Risk takers. Yeah, they're risk takers, right? Descendant, Ezo, these guys are fast. They love to get into that front line. They will constantly push, and for me, this roster, if they can figure that out, if they can tone it in just a little bit more, I think that this roster will be consistent in their placings and can start to take that top 6 consistently. They have that power in them. It's just about getting there.
What I love about the Open Series is that throughout this event, we get to see a lot of younger or newer players pop into the scene and then just make waves throughout the event, and potentially maybe we get to even see them climb up the ladder and be stars later on. And talking about that, it kind of just makes me think about Ezo and Descendant. These two players have been previously on Dark Inside. They made waves last year when they were able to qualify for Worlds. These are young players, and some have even called Ezo this being his rookie year, or maybe playing as a pro player from the start active.
Ezo is a player that I will never forget the interview we had with him on LVT, where at one of the events he sat with us on the couch, and I just asked him some hard-hitting questions, questions to, I guess, expose his mentality. And what I found is that he has a very mature mental for a young player. I think 17 or 18 years old is Ezo, and for him to think the way he does about the game and about improving as a player and just being very, like, obviously very confident in his play style, but also very humble in the fact that he knows he can always learn. All of that is so important. And yeah, I would say that this could be his breakout year. This Triggers Down roster, I would assume they all stick together for the first event. But again, this roster has a potential to get maybe an org that is not in Halo currently, like Tools was saying earlier. I think it's a big pickup. This roster is filled with talent, and I really love, like you had mentioned, Ezo and Descendant, and of course Collect and Lethal that are obviously mainstays in the scene.
Well, everybody, Triggers Down versus Anthem. This series is already underway, so we're going to switch gears into letting you guys know what will be happening tomorrow. Shopify Rebellion versus Space Station Gaming will be our winner semis series to start the day. So get ready, because tomorrow we're going to start with a hot start. And then we're going to be moving on to Optic Gaming versus Better, which will follow immediately after. I am so excited to see this winner semis, because it's kind of flipped, right? I feel like we saw Shopify Rebellion versus Optic last time, and then a rematch. It's flipped this time around. So I cannot wait to see what the results of these series will be. Thoughts on how we will start tomorrow? We have Space Station Gaming, eager to be seen as that top 3 squad, but they have 3 other squads to push through.
Yeah, I mean, like I keep saying, people are sleeping on SSG, in my humble opinion, and maybe I'm proven wrong at that very first event, and that's okay. I think this roster is filled with players that know what plays are correct and are very calculated, I guess you could say is the right word. They looked really solid today with what we got to watch, and that was with Snakebite obviously going through what he did and having not been able to play for a week. So I'm excited to see what they do tomorrow. I need to see something more out of them. This is the very last open series before the last chance qualifier, and which means I would say, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Space Station has solidified their pool play spot. Where they end up in pools depends on tomorrow. I think they can make a real run and give themselves a bit more points going into that first event.
Shopify Rebellion will be after that grand finals and that back-to-back win tomorrow. So exciting to see what will happen with that one. Now moving on to the Optic Gaming versus Better squad. We have Better, who are after that 3rd top placement here. But I feel like Space Station Gaming, after looking at the scrims, Space Station Gaming was playing really well against Better, so I wouldn't be surprised if after a potential loss with Optic, we could see a bit of a switch up here.
Yeah, I think Space Station's looking a lot better today than what we've seen in the past. I think that might give Better some pauses, but Better is a team that I think has the potential to upset anyone, right? So Optic Gaming can't just come in and expect to breeze through this. There are some intense slaying of opportunities for Better throughout that game. If they can figure it out and take down Optic Gaming, then they can really establish themselves as a contender. Although they've been in that top 3 spot, they really haven't been able to show themselves to be a team that can win an event this year because of their struggles against Rebellion and Optic Gaming. I would love for them to change that narrative this week. Find a big upset throughout the bracket at some point. But I think this is going to be Better's hardest tournament yet. Optic Gaming are monsters. They just came off of 2nd place. I don't think they're very happy with 2nd place. And I think that Space Station looked the best that we've seen them yet. Remember, they won a flag game in less than 1 minute and 50 seconds. So this might be a brutal tournament for them, but the best teams are forged out of these tough fires, right? You can see a much better I don't think that works, guys. Can we change the name Better? Come on, anything else? But
somebody pick these guys up, please.
Yeah, someone.
How are they top 4 and orgless?
Orgless, yeah, it's absolute shame that we are seeing an orgless organization for Better.
Absolutely wild. Everybody, this will be how we start our day tomorrow. Shopify Rebellion versus Space Station Gaming, our first series of the day. Optic versus Team Better immediately after. Now it's my turn to remind you all to support the LVT channel by picking up the last few remaining t-shirts in our store. There's only a few remaining, and if you do pick them up, you will have them before Arlington. This is our first merch launch, so go ahead and pick those up and support this community supported broadcast. Another way you guys can support is if you're watching us, you can hop on over to our YouTube channel, check out our videos, but also if you're watching on YouTube, are you not subscribed yet? Go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can support us through there as well. We also have our newsletter, ! Newsletter in the Twitch chat, so be able to sign up so you can stay up to date with everything happening on the LVT channel and the HCS scene. You'll also find a couple of videos from our casters and talent over there too, so don't miss on that as well. We're gonna leave you all with some incredible highlights from the absolute wonderful series and tournament we had today. We will be seeing you guys tomorrow, starting with Shopify Rebellion versus Space Station Gaming. Enjoy the highlights, everybody.
Winters and Yonker, and we will send an attorney to you. Let our aggressive attorneys represent you for your personal injury case. Our firm will send an attorney, not an investigator, legal assistant, or paralegal. Winters and Yonker.
At Mint Mobile, we're always looking for innovative ways to save you money, so you can keep paying $15 a month for premium wireless. That's why instead of hiring an expensive director for this commercial, we found someone willing to work for candy and approval. Hey, sweetie, Daddy's face is up here. Okay, there you go. All right, no, too high, honey. There you go. Hey. Nap time. So embarrassing. Sorry, guys, this one's on me.